Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Hope everybody's having a great night and a great week. Hope everybody's doing well. It's great to see everybody in chat already. Joe, what's up? Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. Good to see you. Sharon, how are you? Who else we got here? I'm going to move this over so it doesn't look too terrible. There we go. Mr. Lee, what's up? Sugar Britches. Sorry, I lost my couldn't see my cursor. Is there any way to change? You know how they're white, your little arrow that goes around? Can you change colors on that? Any idea? Anybody? Because on this new computer, I get a lot of screens that are really white and I can't see it. Rex Hand, what's up, man? Richie Evans, what's up, buddy? Mr. Vaughn, how you doing, Patrick? Good to see you. Kelly Malpe, good day. Mogs is late. You're early. No, you're late. Wait, I don't know. You're in yesterday. You're in tomorrow. Yeah. We're in yesterday. That's funny. Ida Bustamante, how are you? Hey, Judy. Oh, my eyes. I got something for you. Here. What the hell is it? I'll hook you up with Judy. Anybody else needs the email? That is my email for, well, obvious. It's my email. Who else? Papa, is he? I see some. Oh, there he is. Pop Craig, what's up, man? Brown Dwarf, what's up, brother Dwarf? Dwarf, you got to venture out and come down towards the east, southeast. Come down to Florida. I didn't get a chance to get up your way while I was back in AZ, but I don't know, dude. I want to hang out with you. Senor Mogs. All right, who's kicking the table? The dog? Everything started moving. Oh, you're up. Mary Bernie, how are you? Good to see you. So yeah, guys, if you're new to this, you've never been here before, and you're wondering what it's all about, it's pretty simple. We just hang out, a bunch of us like-minded people. Right now, we're actually family, and we talk about whatever, you know, cryptids, you know, UFOs, fishing, cooking, snowmobiles, apparently. What else? Yeah, we'll talk about anything. But what I do is I put the link in chat, and you guys can click on the link and come on and hang out, you know, and bullshit with me and whoever else wants to, you know, hang out. I'll post the link, and you just click the link and follow the directions. It's pretty simple. If you don't want to be on camera, you can go to the bottom of the screen. It says stop camera. You don't have to be on camera. And all I ask is that you do turn off YouTube in the background, because it get a nasty echo. But yeah, so Nona Boss, how are you? Link is in chat. And my screen is switched, so it's on this side. Sandra Piper, hi. Sue Ashwell, how are you? Another Aussie, which I think is cool as hell. Jen, what's up? I'm getting these notifications coming across my screen. It's now live on your channel. Like, really? Derek McManus, how are you, brother? I hope you're doing well, considering. What's up, Joe?
Hey, man. I was getting carpal tunnel saying hello to everybody.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. I was like, hi, everyone. And I'd figure I'd wait until I got here and say hi to everybody. Angel Nolan, how are you? What's up, chessboard? Yeah, it's I laugh at myself because I'll sit there before the show and I'm not doing anything, so it's like they first two people jump in, hey Mogs, and I'm like okay, hi. And then they keep jumping in. I'm like, oh, by the time I'm done I've said hi to everybody. I come on here and I say do it again, so that's why I'm like, hi everybody.
Yeah. It's hard to say hello to everybody individually.
Well, I miss a lot, I'm sure,
So do I. Yeah.
But I try. Tracy Venna, how are you? So what's going on in New York, dude?
Oh, wow. Is Derek in here? Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
Derek.
Claude Knoll, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Claude.
Claude's cool. Donald Fuller, what's up?
Hey, Mr. Fuller.
Say hi to Nana for us, Papa. I probably just did, unless he's got headphones on. Susan Robertson, how are you?
Hey, Suzanne.
Huh. Oh, man.
So I still got to look up this thing about earth lights, man.
About what?
Earth lights.
Earth lights?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to check it out. Somebody mentioned it once, and I'm going to see if it explains what me and Molly saw that time floating around our tent.
I don't recall that story.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we were out camping in the place out where I met Rasta. And we were camping out there, and one night there was this ball of light about, I don't know, the size of a quarter, I guess. And she noticed it first, and it was on the, as you're looking towards the door of the tent, it was on the right side of the tent, but it was outside. We were in the tent, and you could see it glowing through the fabric of the tent.
Sure.
She was like, "What's that?" And I looked, and I was like, I don't know, what is that? And it moved around the tent, went around back behind the tent, moved around the other side of the tent. We're watching it the whole time.
And it stayed level and everything?
Yeah,
like
it stayed at
height?
one. Yeah, it didn't rise or
Didn't
fall
go up
or
or
anything
down.
like that.
Yeah.
It just moved around, and it came out in front of the tent. You could see it through the screen of the tent, and then it kind of just moved off. And I'd say it was pretty close to the ground. It was only about maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 feet off the ground or so, and it kind of moved out, and then it just kind of. Now this part is hard for me to remember. I don't know whether it like disappeared into the trees or it dissipated, but it just moved away and it was gone. And I was like, what in the hell was that?
That's weird.
And I'm like, that wasn't a firefly.
No, they don't stay lit and they're not that big.
So, and it's really one of the only times that I can honestly say I've seen anything I could call an orb, right?
Yeah.
So I have no idea what it was, but somebody mentioned something about earth lights, and I was like, I'll have to check that out and see what they say about that. See if
it's another rabbit hole, dude.
Another rabbit hole, yeah. Yeah, another rabbit hole.
What's up?
What's going on, Claude?
How's it going?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I like my new too.
That's smooth, man.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
I got tired of fighting it. I said, heck with it. Cut it off.
That's what I'd do if I had to, like, not had. Well, if I started going to where you're like doing a comb over and shit, no, it's all coming off.
Sorry.
How's it going, Leon?
I wasn't even at that point. I just got tired of fooling with it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on YouTube watching too.
Nice thing about it, I can put a hat on, take it off, don't have to worry about my hair.
Right?
It ain't messed up.
Right.
It ain't gonna be messed up.
No
Here
no
you-
more bedhead for you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No hat head, no bed head.
Yep.
I can wash my hair now with a wet washcloth and I'm done.
There you go.
You know?
Oh, you know why you
Why you're washing your face, you're like,
You know why
Yeah,
we-
just kind of reach on over, you know, keep going.
the reason why we have this extra forehead now that we're older is because we've been doing this so much. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Really? Oh my god. It's funny, Joe. Just
that's why I
before
wear padding.
yeah.
You know what I actually heard about that? A man that thinks a lot is bald in the front. A man that knows a lot is bald in the back. And the guy that's bald all the way across just thinks he knows.
Yeah. Totally.
What
I
about
just-
the guy that's not bald?
Sorry. I was just gonna say, Joe, the same time you were coming on, I was just typing, are you gonna jump on the Mog's show? I was just typing that as you showed
Oh,
up.
were you? Yeah.
And then I heard Mog's talking to you and I thought, is that Joe on already? Oh, it is. Oh,
Well, I missed the last live, man. I mean,
I think he's got it on speed dial.
I was
Look at my earbuds.
That's right. I got mugs on speed dial.
yeah.
B. Lynn, how are you? Great to see you.
Yeah, because the other thing too, Moggs, is you never said Joe and I were first and second in chat. And you didn't say hi to us.
Not from my point of view. It
No,
was Joe,
his was, and that's me.
Kelly,
I'm fucking funny.
Stevie, then you. Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, wow, I just got a notification. I got a new subscriber, Sharon Soul.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't get those notifications anymore.
Yeah, Matt, I passed the magic threshold somehow that gave me a community tab. Finally.
Oh wow, you got over 1,000?
No, I'm only at
500.
like 510 now.
500? Huh?
I got 510 right now.
500.
You get
That's
two
what it is.
subscribers. Last
I
time
guess it's I guess after you get to 500, I guess they give it to you, I suppose.
Right on.
But now I'm just deciding what I'm going to do with it. I've put a few things up on it, but
Yeah, I don't use it too much. I'm as much as I should probably, or should definitely utilize it more.
No.
Old Buzzard Roos, what's up?
Buzzard. Oh my God.
Michael Haywood, Barb Santy, great to see you.
that sounds like where I should be.
And a roost.
Old Buzzard's Roost.
Yeah, you fatalist.
It's too funny.
I start seeing buzzes. I look around for what else is dead because I know it's not me.
Oh yeah, right.
If I can see the buzz,
Some just smells that way.
Something just smells that way. Yeah. You get that way after you've been camping for a couple of years.
Smell a little
No,
smoky.
I get that way after I've been camping a couple of days.
Dude, I went a week without a shower. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going
I was in the bush for 17 days without a shower, Mike.
Yeah, no, I know you did, dude. I feel for you. When you said that day, I was like, I don't know how the hell he did it.
When your crew looks at you and said, you need a shower, buddy, or you're in trouble.
When it smells like you broke wind and you know you had and you need a shower.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when you got the
When
buzzard
Bigfoot's like,
circling
damn.
over you, man. And you're like, I'm not dead. I just ain't taking a shower, guys.
Yep. Give it a rest.
Well, it stops the bugs from eating you alive too, though.
When your dog smells,
Things
it runs
things
away.
are still licking up in my area of the woods,
Right on.
getting fresh handprints on the side of the van, and I actually managed to hang on a second. Ugh. This is crude, but I finally got a cast. I finally made a cast. Okay, like I said, it's a little on the rough side. There's not much definition, but it was an older track.
First time out.
And
Practice.
had been rained on since it was made, so the bottom of it was rough and everything. About an 11-inch track. So I think it's the young female that's been hanging around the van over the last couple of years.
Ooh.
The one that's been putting the handprints on the van and bring me presents and all that.
Be careful out there. She's got her eyes on her.
Eye on you.
And that's kind of what I was afraid of. But, you know,
Have you documented the handprints and stuff?
Oh my God.
I'll be sleeping out here.
Yeah.
You know.
You'll be like Donald Duck, or not Donald, Daffy Duck with your head, your beak through the door going, help! Or just simply said, help!
Yeah.
And she has her way with you. Run for your life! Run!
Have you documented those handprints and stuff? Taking pictures of them and all
Yeah.
that? Cool.
I've got photographs and videos of them and all that.
Cool. I wish I knew how to lift prints. I'm not a
I
forensic.
tried. It did not work.
Yeah.
The
I'm
first
not
one
a
I got,
forensic
I
guy,
rushed
so-
to the dollar store and I got some cellophane, you know, the wide shipping tape, and got some clear plastic and was going to do transfers. That's the biggest mess I ever made in my life. I finally quit.
Yeah.
Well, you need some sort of powder, you know, to, I don't
You
know
need
what they
graphite
use, if it's
powder
like a
to
graphite
dust on,
powder.
you know.
Yeah.
But the bad thing about it, the one I tried to lift, she had put her hand on the side of the van and literally drug it down the side of the van. So there was no way to pull prints off. You know,
Yeah.
there was, everything was smudged.
She's already doing behavior of X's, scratching the side of your vehicle with a key. She's practicing with her
She
hand.
literally scratched the paint the first time
Well, there you go.
when she
Well,
drug her
you better-
hand down
you better
the
take her for
two
some.
middle fingers.
You better take her to a Swiss chalet or something like that, somewhere nice, then, because she's gonna always do
Get your manicures.
I've done all of the
There you go.
things the Sasquatch girl should do for you, and you've done nothing. You just ignore me inside of your trailer. My God, what more do I? Well, but I don't speak fashionable female Sasquatchy. I'm sorry. I'm your typical male. What?
Yeah,
I actually got this footprint was left in a campground. I was there a month ago, and of course I can't stay but 2 weeks on the campground, so I left for 2 weeks. Went to another campground. When I came back, there was what looked like a campfire that wasn't there when I was there a month ago. I figured, well, somebody's been here camping. You know, it's a public campground, and it looked like beer cans around the campfire. You know, in the campfire. When I got to looking, there was no fire. There was just a bunch of sticks piled up, and the beer cans were piled up in there. And the beer cans were old. They were so faded, there was no label on them anymore. So this wasn't anything that people did within the last month. These cans have been in the woods for God knows how long.
Yeah.
She came and made an imitation campfire and piled beer cans around it because that's what we do. It's a representative thing. And the footprint was right next to where the campfire was, or the imitation campfire.
I just want to pop back to the fingerprint thing.
I've heard that.
Jamie just reminded me because, well, my dad was a cop, but they released the fumes from the super glue near where we want to get prints off of,
Right.
and the fumes attach themselves like the
it's
molecule
like-
from that to the sweat or the oil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a mist, right?
Yeah, and then they do
Then they
the
put the powder on it.
powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
I
as
forgot all about
oily as Sasquatch handprints are supposed to be, you shouldn't have to do that. You know, should be sticky enough to lift the print anyway.
I think what it made them more visible or something. It made you were able to find the prints when you released the fumes. The prints would show up, and then you would go through the process of lifting them.
Yeah. It brings out the detail more.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. If I ever get a solid, you know, where something put its hand and left it there, you know, pull, you know, left the print on a
Like
window
if they do
somewhere,
a
I can
car or
see it.
something, they'll take like a little round tray or something and put a lot of super glue in it or whatever chemical that is, and they'll let the car fill up with this just to hit every surface, and every fingerprint in the damn car would show up.
Yeah.
Plus, they get a little buzz off the fumes when
I
they go in
don't
there
know
with the
about
gas
that.
right now. Come on, they cheat, you know they do. Anyway,
Yeah, some weird fingerprints end up on my car one time, but after analyzing them, I think we got to the point that it was probably me.
okay.
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
There was beer involved.
There may have been at that time. I'm not drinking anymore though. It's no good for
Or
me.
less.
No, I'm done. I can't drink alcohol anymore.
Good for you.
Bummer.
It is a bummer. I
Good
mean,
for
it's
you.
not hard to do. I mean, I liked my
And
Genesee
see,
beer.
you and I are on opposite sides of the street. I still drink, but I can't smoke. You smoke and you ain't drinking. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we could sit side by side and have a good time, but you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't smoke around Claude.
you can catch a buzz from me and you know, whatever.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Muggs and I went through that when he stopped by on his way back to Arizona. You know, I couldn't get downwind from him because I can't do cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
But
Some people
anyway.
are actually allergic.
Almost made him relapse. You know, it's terrible.
I'm not allergic to it. I just can't breathe.
No,
I got COPD
no,
real
and that's
bad,
it,
you know.
though.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But the first time
And
I
I
lit
get-
up,
I
I
get-
was like up. I was upwind or something, and I had to move.
Yeah.
no, it sucks. I mean, I can't blame anybody but me. I had asthma as a child. I was told, do not smoke by my parents, by my doctor, you know, y'all need to be smoking. Well, guess what? At about 13, 14 years old, I started smoking and smoked until I was
Oh, we lost.
55. Okay. I put in a good 40 years. Plus, I worked in body shops with all the dust and fumes and stuff. I worked in the
Sure.
refineries for about 10 years with all the chemicals. So I did it to myself. I can't blame anybody but me. But, you know, I can't even dip now because when I dip, it runs down my throat, gets in my lungs, and the whole thing starts all over again.
Yeah.
So I'm nicotine free. I could probably do patches, but that would just be an irritation. So I leave it alone.
You've already got past the addiction, you know, stage of
Yeah.
where that, you know. That's the thing is I can't see trading one for another. Like you go from a smoking to doing the patch. It's like,
Right.
just if you're gonna do it, just quit.
Those nicotine patches give me like a hell of a
Jitters,
headache.
bad dreams. Sure.
They give me a
I can't even use the
I
lozenges
can't
or
do
the
those.
gum. Even the gum gives me problems. I'll stick it in my cheek like you're supposed to. Next thing I know, it's in my lungs and I'm shutting down again. It's like I just quit, you know. I get stupid every once in a while and I'll get around somebody that smokes and go,
We all do.
get one of them from you. They're like, you don't smoke. No, I don't. Give me a cigarette. Shut up. And I'll smoke one. I think I'm doing good. 2 days later, I can't breathe. It's like, duh, quit. You know.
Yeah.
But well, y'all know what it's like. Y'all both gave up drinking. It don't take but just one, and you're right back in it again. So, best way is just walk away from it and leave it alone. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never go back.
No.
Yeah. It's never been a problem. Drinking is not. I've never had a drinking problem, but just physically for my health, man. I mean, I just can't anymore.
The hangovers are not as easy anymore. You know, I had hangovers when I was in my 20s. It was no big deal. But if I had a hangover now, I'd die.
My liver is always ready to take one for the team, man. But I got to be like, no, can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my liver took one for the team. Took a whole shitload for the team, and then it was like, you know what? Fuck you. My liver was like rebelling. I mean, to go jaundice, that's brutal. You know,
Yeah,
you look in
yeah,
the mirror and
that's rough.
your eyes are yellow and your tongue is yellow. I'm like, oh hell no.
yeah,
That's like the big hello. You need to quit. You know.
Oh, and then just the detox alone was,
Yeah.
ugh. And that's why I'll never do it again. I will never put myself through that again.
yeah.
It's not the problems of doing it again. It's the problems of having to quit again, because you know you're going to have to quit again once you start, and it's
Yeah.
not a pretty road. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 5.5 years now. There's no starting up again.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No, dude, life changed. Everything changed when I quit.
Yeah. Oh, my life changed tremendously when I quit smoking.
Yeah.
Everybody says, "Oh, food tastes better." No, it doesn't. Food still tastes good when I smoked.
Yeah,
That didn't change. But the fact that
fucking breathe.
I wasn't constantly digging in my pocket for a cigarette, or I wasn't constantly worried about having cigarettes, because if you run out of cigarettes, the only thing you can think about is getting cigarettes.
That's right.
You know, it's got everything's tight. You got to get a pack of cigarettes. A bum one till you get, you know. Now it's like, okay,
Yeah.
fine. And
That- you know,
$75
that's
a carton? No
Yeah.
way. Thank you.
Well, my problem is I can go to the Reds, man, and get them real cheap. But
I used to
But-
be able to do that.
cigarettes, man, are the hardest drug I've ever been on, and the hardest to give up, man.
Yep.
I could, and just like you said, Claude, look, I could run out of weed. Doesn't bother me. I know, well, shit, I'll go get someone, you know, whatever.
Not a problem. Yeah.
But I run out of cigarettes. You're right. That was all I could think of was, fuck, I'm out of smokes.
I got to get somewhere. You know, what
Oh
time
no,
the
that
stores
happened
open
to me today.
You ran out today?
Huh?
Well, yeah, I was gonna run out and get him. Something came up, so I had to stay at the house. I couldn't run out I text Stevie. I was like, hey, you know, I'm kind of stuck here. Can you pick up cigarettes? I said, I'll be good until you get back, you know. And then she shows up, you know, she had stopped and bought them, but it was like, you go through that shit. I'm out of cigarettes.
Yeah.
I got to go out, but I can't leave.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'm going to be here. You got to pick them up, you know.
Give me some cigarette, please. Somebody, you know. And you start thinking about all the things, the places you might have a cigarette. You know, what about that last pack I threw away? Well, not sure if that was empty. You go digging in the garbage, you know,
Yeah.
or pull,
Hey.
you know,
Done
pull a
all
long
that.
butt out of the
Then you're like, why the
ashtray
hell am I
and fire
leaving
it
it
up, just,
on
you
the
know, it's
table?
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Did I stash one in the console in the car?
right,
You know.
right.
Is there a half of one under the seat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
I
think
dropped
have a
one
long
the other
foot-
day.
Oh,
What
Wait, how
was
long has
still
that
under
one been
there? You
sitting
know,
there?
God, it's terrible, man.
you
Terrible.
pull one off one of the seats that's been there for a couple of months.
Ugh.
You know it's no good, but you're gonna smoke it. You know?
And it's nasty, and you
And
gag
it
the
is
first
nasty.
two
Yeah.
hits. You're just like, okay, I'm over it.
Tears going out of the corner of your eye. You're like, wait, I'm doing this to myself.
It's like, as a smoker, you know, as soon as you get winded, I need a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you just reminded
And
me. Man,
oddly
that's
enough-
exactly me when. Oh God, I was much younger, but still, me and a bunch of my buddies, man, we were at a place called Rattlesnake Hill, and we went trudging up this hill, man. And as soon as we all got to the top of the hill, we're all like,
Yeah.
Every last one of us at the same time reach into our pockets, pull out a smoke.
And then it actually relax you, and you know,
And you actually can breathe better. That's the
What
weird
the
part.
fuck are we doing?
he was still in my packs. I know he didn't smoke that whole pack already.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I had to ease out backwards. I couldn't just quit because somebody would die. I know that. Okay. So I started dipping.
Yeah.
And
you live
I
in the
dipped
forest by
for
yourself. Who are you gonna kill?
I dipped for like 10 years, you know. And then finally it's like, okay, I need to quit this. This has gotten stupid. You know. I'd started dipping so I could quit smoking. It's been 10 years. I should be able to quit dipping by now, you know. So I did. I just quit one day and didn't really miss them. You know,
Yeah.
the cigarette habit, the physical habit is the hardest part to get away from.
Yeah, that oral
You're
fixation.
going to be reaching in your
and
shirt
the
pocket,
whole,
or you're going to, you know, you finish a meal. It's time to smoke a cigarette. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I realized before I quit, I smoked a pack a day all my life. 1 pack a day. That was it. But when I got down to the point of quitting and I realized that I could get up in the morning, take a bath, shave, whatever, get ready to go for work, fix my breakfast, fix my lunch, and never light a cigarette until I was in my vehicle driving to work. And I'd light the first one. Okay, that was weird. When I got to work, go in, open my toolboxes up, get everything ready for the day, I'd light the next one. 45 minutes later, you know, I'd be working and just stop and light a cigarette. I started writing down the times a day that I lit a cigarette. Within 10 minutes of each other every day, I lit a cigarette. Sometimes the exact same time of the day. It's like this is a habit.
Absolutely.
It's not as much of an addiction as it is a habit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
both,
and once I broke the habit, I backed off to like half a pack a day, and then, you know, 5 cigarettes a day, and then 3 cigarettes a day, and 1 cigarette. I said, "This is stupid." I just quit. You know, it took
when you're
a
down
couple
to
of
1
months to get
cigarette a day,
there. Yeah, when you get down to 1, it's like there's no point in this.
point.
You know, when am I going to smoke this one? When I get up or before I go to bed? Hello, just quit. You know?
1 cigarette. That's like tying a rope, you know, a knot in the end of the rope and just hanging on. You know.
Yeah.
Just to that 1 cigarette. I don't want to let go of this habit.
Well, you know,
The
the thing
one
is,
cigarette.
no matter how many years you smoke for, man, if you don't smoke, if you go 7 days without smoking, the physical urge is gone. The only thing left is the mental.
Psychological.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The hook, the physical, you know.
Live Wire, what's up, man? He just said, he goes, I give her 1 pack of cigarettes a day because if I give her 2 packs of cigarettes, she'll smoke them.
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't catch who she was, but still, I get it.
I think his wife or somebody.
Well, if you got nothing else to do,
don't blame it on us, old Buzz Rooster.
What are we getting blamed for now?
He said he's loading a bull because of us now.
It's 4:20 somewhere.
It's 4:20.
There it is. You know what really hurts? I can't smoke that either.
Well, there's other options. You can do edibles.
I mean, there's edibles and, you know, whatever. But I waited all of my life, you know, since I was in my 20s for weed to go legal somewhere. And it finally has, and it don't do me any good because I can't smoke it. You know, I gotta have candy or, you know, gummies or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Which are just as good, but
yeah, my wife likes the gummies.
Yep.
I don't know, dude.
And you know what I found
not
out?
thrilled with them.
Yeah,
I'm
just from the old school, man. I'm OG, man. I smoke my weed, so
that's it.
In Louisiana,
I'm a flower type of guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In Louisiana, medical marijuana is legal now. Okay, they just opened it up. Okay.
Although these things are pretty cool now too, man.
No,
so,
I have vapes, or I don't have them now, but I've done them.
Yeah.
What I found out recently from the CBD store that I buy my CBD oil from, you can buy gummies that have a certain amount of THC in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's strictly legal because it's a food product.
It's a Delta 8 product, or Delta 8, I think. It's not it's a different strain of THC. I don't know, you know, as far as the potency of it.
Yeah.
but they you know, you can legally buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's in milligrams, like the ones that gummies.
it's like 5 milligram
Life gets,
gummies or
it's like
something like that.
250
Yeah.
milligrams for the whole bag. So,
Right.
and
Right.
there's like 10 in a bag or something. So, it's like 25 milligrams THC, Delta 8 THC per gummy or something.
I was down around New Orleans years ago and stopped in a gas station, headed back to Baton Rouge, and this little PT Cruiser pulls in. It's got pot flowers on the side of it, and blah, blah, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, somebody just showing off. Kind of found out they were selling marijuana products. I'm like, dude, this is not legal in Louisiana. Oh yeah, it's food. I said, describe food for me. Oh, we got suckers, we got this, we got brownies. I'm like,
All kinds of shit.
wait, you got suckers? Yeah. What's in them? It says 5 milligrams. How much are they? $5. Give me 2 of them. You know, he said, I said, how much are your brownies? They're $20. Whew, no, I don't want brownies that bad. How many,
Yeah.
how many milligrams? He said, there's 20 milligrams in there, though. I'm like, whoa, wait, that's not bad, you know. But here I am riding down
Well,
the highway with a
it's
sucker in my
not
mouth.
terrible. You getting charged $1 a milligram.
Yeah, well, in Louisiana, guess what? They're probably doing a good business. If you can legally sell it because it is a food product, like you said,
Yeah.
you know.
I think they're it's still not legal. It is a food product, but it contains a controlled substance.
I think somebody's getting a kickback somewhere allowing this. You know, somebody got paid to put this into legislation that, oh, it's okay to sell it because it's a food product. Yeah, right. You know. So the next thing you're gonna put heroin in cookies and sell cookies because they're cookies? No.
Hold on. Wait. I just gotta laugh.
I see that too.
Chronicles of a Pipe Maker. What's up? The show is bogus and pathetic. I live in Snowflake, and the Rim is where I worked as a youngster. And you, the dark with the bandana, you need your dorky ass kicked.
Whatever, dude. You don't have to be here now.
Hello.
Don't have to be here.
I don't understand what his. What's your problem? What have I said that makes you upset about, you know, the name Mogia Monster? Dude, I just moved from Arizona. I just had a camp out on the Rim. I mean, I know the Rim a little bit. You know, it's not like I'm, you know, fronting. Sorry you feel that way, but yeah.
I don't know.
Have a nice night.
Well, we all get our trolls.
No, I don't give a shit.
Amen.
Whatever.
It's funny.
It's like, dude,
I need my ass kicked.
this ain't the place for
Okay.
you then. Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Not sure.
Have a nice
Not sure what
night.
his issue was in the first place.
No, doesn't matter.
Who
Still welcome to hang out. I don't care. You know, but
cares?
before you open your mouth, you know, check things out first. You know, see what we're about.
Yeah.
Straight to Lumbridge, welcome. Prayers for you, pipe smoker guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
Right.
Jimbo, what's up, man?
Oh, I heard a remark years ago that a pipe gives a wise man a time to think, and a fool something to stick in his mouth, and he has nothing to say.
Right.
Cha-ching.
I just stick a pipe in my mouth, so what I say sounds more interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Gives a wise man time to think. You know, you take a puff on your pipe, you know, clear your thoughts before you say something.
That's funny. That's funny. You know, the thing is we don't usually that's one of, you know, we rarely get the detractors. There ain't people coming out on Mo's show going, "You suck, bandana guy. You need to have your ass kicked, man.
What did you call the dork?
I
That's
would
funny.
love it, man, just to do some like when I need a laugh at the end of the day, man, you watch celebrities read mean tweets. That shit is hilarious, right? Celebrities reading mean tweets that people tweet about them and reacting to them, right? It's hilarious. I've always wanted that. And I'm like, but nobody says anything mean about me.
No.
So I'm like, just keep all these, Mogs, and do like a comedy best of haters Mogs show, and then just read them and laugh your ass off at them, you know.
Livewire said, quit talking about sticking pipes in your mouth. I'm starting to chub up.
You're making me horny. Quit.
Sorry, ladies.
That's just hilarious. Chub up.
Even I fucking turn red.
Well, I've stirred up enough controversy tonight. I guess I'll go away now. Battery on my phone's fixing to go down, so.
Is this guy still mouthing off? Hold on.
I can't have it plugged in and have my earbuds plugged in as well. So, y'all have a good night.
A little bit. Your show is about Bigfoot on the. That's right. No, dude, it's not all about weed. It's not.
Good night,
It's
Mose.
really. Huh? Are you leaving
night.
class?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
battery on my phone's
Sorry,
going
buddy. I
dead.
was reading the comment.
Good to see you,
I
man.
know. I figured to give you time.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
Thanks for
I'll
popping
be
on.
watching.
You
I
too.
just won't be on here.
Right on.
Take
Good to
care.
see you. You too.
All right. Bye.
No, it's not all about weed. But we do. I mean, dude, if it wasn't for Bigfoot, I wouldn't have this show, okay? I've never seen one, never heard one, but this guy has. You know, we do talk about Bigfoot. If people have experiences, they can come on and tell their experience. You know, I've been doing this for over 2 years now. You wouldn't tell by the sub count, but it's a pretty successful show. We have over 70 people, you know, watching right now. When I click off the show, it'll have, you know, over 200 views as soon as I click it off. So, you know, we're doing our thing. We do talk about Bigfoot. We talk about whatever.
In fact,
But we are 420 friendly, you know, and I don't mean to offend you if, you know, that's not what you're into. That's not what you're into, but it's not the only thing we talk about. You into fishing? Bring it up. You know, we'll talk fishing. We'll talk about anything. Don't, you know, don't pass judgment until you really pay attention. We're not a Bigfoot channel, but we're in a Bigfoot community. This is more of a place to hang out. Just kick back and listen to people talk about whatever you want to. You can come on the show right now, dude. Here, you want to come talk about anything? Look down in the chat. There's a link. If you click on that link, you can follow it, the directions, and come on and hang out. You know, you got a grief, come and air it out. You know, anybody can come on. You want to talk about Bigfoot? You have a Bigfoot story from up on the rim? Come share it. I'd love to hear it.
It's me too. Absolutely.
Patrick says, ignorance does not like to be challenged, only petty by its own feeling of relevance. True. But like I said, anybody is welcome here. Judy, Mogollon Rim, she loves the Mogollon Rim. She was just there with me. So was Stevie B, was just there with me. Jay Fritz isn't here. He was there. Papa Craig was there. You know, we're not just, you know, I think you have the wrong impression of this channel. That's about all I'm going to say on it. Is my camera dirty? Maybe not.
I mean, hey, man, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. Some people like different things, man.
No, I get it. Yeah, maybe he's looking for a you know, he wants to show more about Bigfoot. You know, well, this isn't that show.
I got a show all about Bigfoot.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not all. That's not all I do. Actually,
Yeah, this is where we like to come when we don't have to talk about only Bigfoot.
You know, you get a lot of show creators here. You know, everybody, a lot of people that come on have their own show. You know,
but we're always willing to talk about it.
See, look. And I'll explain that. He goes, I live here. I live 30 miles away. And yeah, the name is misleading. Well, here's the deal. I stumbled across Sasquatch Chronicles. If you're into Bigfoot, you've heard of it. This was probably 4 years ago, or 5 years ago now. Stumbled across that channel, started listening. I was like, oh, what's this? Because I wasn't into Bigfoot at the time. And kind of at first was like, come on, really? What is this shit? And then after a while, I started hearing more and more and more and just put 2 and 2 together and was like, there's something going on out there. I stumbled across a new channel. I found a live channel. I was like, live chat, what's this? Go live into chat and had to create a name. Well, I didn't want to put my name out there at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm into Bigfoot. I'm in Arizona, Mogollon Monster. I put that there and it stuck. I've been that ever since. There were other, like, Stevie says, we call them Mogs. They call me Mogs. I feel like there should be like whistling in the background. I'm like, whatever. I can't whistle for shit right now. Cotton mouth. Oh yeah. Let me find that. So yeah, dude, we have fun here. You know, we laugh. We probably laugh more than most channels. You know, it's just a great place to hang out. Don't jump on the guy. He'll figure it out. So you don't or haven't lived here? Dude, I lived 10 years, no, 12, almost 13 years in Arizona. Just left. I mean, I left last year. I went back. I was up in Cottonwood. Yeah, my dad had a house. You know, he's been in Arizona. He just passed recently, but he was in Arizona since 93. It's a great place. I love Arizona. I'm done with it. It's beautiful up where you live. Snowflake, that whole area. It's gorgeous.
He
Forgot you were even here.
This. Hey, look, the only advice I got is like, instead of like coming into a popular show and then telling the host of the show that he needs to have his dorky ass kicked, maybe you should ask some questions first.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Not sure what the show is about.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing.
That way, everybody just doesn't jump on you like, oh, you're an asshole, dude, for saying.
Yeah, no, that's why I could have somebody kick him out. I'm like, no, just
right.
He's welcome here.
So
let him figure it out before you know. It's all good.
Ask some questions.
I'll tell you what, dude. This group of people are some of the kindest and nicest people you will meet.
Absolutely.
Suzanne lives in Arizona. She's down in Phoenix, originally from Flagstaff. Her dad lives in Cottonwood. I mean, bunch of Arizonans.
Ida Bustamante says, Chronicles, feel free to hit the link. Even now. Yeah, absolutely. Look, dude, you want Bigfoot? Have you got a Bigfoot story?
Yeah, man. You got stories, bring it.
Tell us, man. I'd love to hear it. Or even if you ain't got a Bigfoot story, tell us what you think about Bigfoot, if that's your thing, man. I love to hear stuff about Bigfoot. I like to hear shit about fishing.
Yeah, right.
All right, ladies. I didn't bring it up. Ladies.
I just got my fishing license.
Yeah. Dude, I have not gotten one in over 2 years now, man. I really got to get one so I can go fishing again.
Well, I got it for a year, but it's non-resident, so I had to pay for a freshwater and a saltwater.
That's expensive, though, isn't it? Non-resident, pretty expensive. Yeah.
But got to do it.
Well, I think here in New York, they got it where now I think you can combine small game hunting license, big game hunting license, and fishing license all in one thing.
Yeah, it's an all-around sportsman license.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kaiju Ninja, what's up, buddy?
Mahai says, Joe, this lady can kick your ass fly fishing. Oh, absolutely you can, because I've never fly fished in my entire life.
I tried it on the Colorado River briefly.
My entire life. So I'm absolutely sure you can kick my ass in fly fishing. Absolutely.
Mogs is, sounds like Mogs. Any thoughts on the walleye tournament cheaters? What?
No. Oh, those guys that stuff the fish. Oh, I saw that, man. Guys stuffing fish with lead.
People have been doing that forever
to make them weigh more.
Yeah, they would do it on party boats with bluefish in Jersey.
Oh, really?
You get into the pool, you put $5 in the pool for the biggest fish.
Yeah.
And some guy's got this big ass fish and a little fish kicks its ass. It's like, wait a minute. They dump it out and the guy had stuffed weights in it on the boat. He's lucky he didn't get thrown over. Yeah, that shit's been going on for a long time.
Patrick says,
but I didn't know. I didn't hear that about that anyway.
What? Joe would just get nailed in the back of the head
by a rock again.
Yeah, I don't know where that rock came from. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know where it came from. I think a crow dropped it.
I guess Brown Dwarf's never heard of a bluefish.
Oh man, I've been bluefishing off.
Oh man, I love bluefishing. Bluefish are in the ocean.
Yep.
And
they're oily though, man. Real oily fish.
But they're a fighter, and they have teeth like, I don't know, razor sharp, like not as big as a piranha, but as sharp as a piranha.
Yeah, it's a good tasting fish, but it's
really as long as
you got to soak it in lemon for a long time.
Or don't eat the big fish, because the bigger they are, the oilier. Is that it? Yeah, that sounds close enough.
Yeah,
yeah. Like a 3-4 pound fish is a good sized fish for eating.
Yeah.
Hell, they even have bluefish down in Australia. That was weird the first time I heard that. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, we call them tailors. I'm like, well, dude, the certain size, we would call bluefish by sizes, like snapper blues and then tailor blues. And then, you get into what the hell they call them. There's another name for the big ones. What's up, Jay?
Hey,
you look lost.
What's going on?
Never mind.
I don't know. I've just heard them called bluefish. When I went fishing for blues, it was me and Molly went. Molly caught more than I did too, just by the way. But we were also catching striped bass too.
Those are fun.
Yeah. Hey Jay.
Hey, what's going on?
Really?
You hear me?
He knows
Get
this.
over here.
You had your mouth full of ice cream, but yeah,
Yes, I do. Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen. Granny wants to know, did you bring enough for everyone? I'll take that as a no.
I just can't. I'm not gonna watch.
I can't hear y'all for some reason. Well, I can hear you, but just barely hear you.
All right, let's Chronicles of a Pipe Maker. So here's a question. I have found that people who have had encounters tend to keep having encounters throughout their lives, being it years later and sometimes in different states. Do you think these be, and then that's as far as I got.
Well, probably
There's few theories on that. One of them being that once you know that they exist, they know that they exist, and they're a little more willing to, I guess, let themselves be seen.
yeah.
Here we are, being shown themselves to more people who have already seen them.
Maybe.
I'm
I'm hoping that's true. I'm hoping that's true, Chronicle, because I've in 45 years of investigating this whole thing with Bigfoot, I've seen one 2 years ago.
And I also think it depends on the person.
So, I'm hoping that's true.
It's a good question, though.
Only I just don't want it to. I don't want him to be like standing like 40 feet away from me next time. I'd rather see him from a distance.
And this gentleman below me right here, he's also had an experience with Bigfoot.
When he was 18.
Possibly telepathy is part of it. Personally, I believe it's possible because I have my own experiences with humans and some psychic stuff, be it telepathy or whatever you want to call it. Can't control it, but I've experienced it. So yeah, why not something like that, with a creature whose main goal in life is to just, not be seen by humans and have a good life, So if you're going to be quiet, I think we always had it. We had it long ago, telepathy, and they still have it, and we're fumbling around with it again, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I think it's possible. Joe, on the other hand, seeing is believing.
Well, no, look. I'm not gonna sit here and say what's possible and what's not possible. Because look, honestly, man, nobody knows what's possible. So I'm not gonna say what's possible and what's not possible. The only thing I can say is that I lack a belief in such things because I don't have enough evidence that proves to me that they're true. That's all. If I have the evidence that proves to me they're true, then my mind changes.
See, he's got all the traditional questions. Do you believe Bigfoot is an ape or more so human?
It's a primate, as far as all I know. It's some kind of primate. I think it's closer to human beings, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it's more ape. I don't lean that way with these things.
Sorry about that, guys. I had a
human, or I don't know.
Oh,
no problem, man.
Wait a second. I got you on the channel here. There we go. No, wait a sec. There. I accidentally pushed you on YouTube. I'm sorry I cut off there. I just had an interesting call though. I had somebody just call me, and they decided that they're on a vacation on the island, and they were out on the beach, and they thought they'd have salmon sandwiches on the beach. And as they're having sandwiches, the husband turns over his shoulder. Here's a bear 10, 15 yards from sitting there, just watching them eat. He gets up, he's got bear mace, and his wife automatically goes into PTSD. She wants to run away. He's just keep calm. And it was an interesting conversation because there's two bears. Turns out there's two bears. and she's a therapist friend of mine too, and she's just freaking. And so he says, okay, breathe, just breathe. He's really calm. You know, the bear's looking right at him. He's got and he's really calm, and she's just like freaking. And then he says, I'm in my head trying to think, what else can I tell her to relax besides breathing? And she's going, it's not helping. It's not helping. He says, put your feet in the sand and wiggle your toes. So anyway, so for the next 2 weeks, they stayed on the porch of the cabin in the hot tub, you know, because she wouldn't go in the bush anymore. And I thought that's your total example of ruminate, or when you ruminate. So she's like, the bear was not there to eat her, or they'd be dead, right?
No, they
the
smell.
bear was there because they're having salmon sandwiches. Plus, there was berry bushes where they were at, so that's why the other bear was there. And but her brain keeps trying to figure out what would happen. Yeah, but it didn't happen. But she's now been thinking for a month now of all the stuff that could have happened. I thought, this is trauma. This is what we're talking about. Your brain, it didn't happen. The end of the story was it didn't happen. But what if it would have happened? Great.
Right.
So I'll think of every way that your brain, not you. That's how you get traumatically bonded to things. It's like, what are you laughing about so much, Jay? Were you just talking about that or what? Look at that. You're muted, Jay.
And way too close.
And way too close. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out this damn new phone I got.
Oh, I love that.
That's funny.
Yeah, my iPad took a dump, so I had to get on by phone. So
your phone cleans up your dog shit. That's pretty cool phone.
Hey Val.
I couldn't hear you guys. I could hear you barely, and I couldn't figure out how to turn the sound up.
No, gotcha.
I'm dumber than batshit on this newfangled stuff.
Steve Chronicles. To your other question, if you look at my avatar right here, that's what I saw look like. Right
Who's echoing?
I don't think it's me. Let me just check. Make sure.
I have everything off.
Nope.
I don't have anything on but this.
Not me.
That's weird.
Hold on, let me see.
He just took himself right off the show.
Yeah.
That was the problem. We'll be back now.
Found it. What did I miss? Any questions from what's his name? Okay.
Gee, maybe lactose intolerant.
What are you? No, I'm curious about these questions. I'm glad he's got questions. What are your thoughts on First Nations historical stories and beliefs on these beings? I'm Navajo, and these beings are prevalent on our reservations, which are primarily high desert.
I think that's a good thing to research. Actually, I think if you went and you checked out for, like, Kathy Strain has a book on this, which is pretty good. But you want to check out what First Nations actually truly believe in regards to their belief, and sometimes they'll be protective of it. So you got to,
it's I've talked to some Navajo from the res up just past Flag, and I asked them, I was like, what are your thoughts on Bigfoot? I understand there are stories from the res, and they've been seen up there, and I've asked multiple people. And different tribes, not just Navajo. Yavapai Apache. They're in Cottonwood, and they're also, like, you have the White Mountain Apache. White Mountain Apache had a lot of sightings up there. Like, they were going to go public. They were having so many sightings. Yavapai Apache, they don't have. I played with a girl on the pool on my pool league, and she was Yavapai Apache. They don't have it like big people. They have stories of little people, but not like Sasquatch, which I found weird. But 50 miles away or in the same area, the Navajo, the Hopi, the Dene, they all have that, stories of Sasquatch.
Well, part of it is to correlate what their traditions are, because some believe, like where I'm at, they believe they're protectors of the forest and stuff like that. There's a routine that you do before you go in, which is when you leave the forest, you find a really interesting rock. And then you give that to somebody who's special to you, like your grandmother, your mom, or your dad. And then when you go back in the bush, you take their rock and you place it as a gift before you go in. And so you have that style of tradition. And then you also have traditions where Sasquatches come and they take you when you pass on to the next side, if you are right with it. And then you have other traditions of First Nations where they believe they can do clothes, weapons, fire. It depends on which tradition it is. So you want to really, and not judge it, just take the data in of what the traditions are. Interesting.
I had talked to somebody after my dad passed, they came and did the septic system on the house, and the owners of the company were Navajo, and I was talking to the one I want to say kid, he's younger than me, so I call him a kid, but I had heard, I have another friend who's half Navajo, he's from the reservation, and he told me all these stories about how they were actually stories about giant spiders. And I asked this kid about these stories. I said, did you hear these? He goes, did you hear these stories? Because I heard this. And he goes, I heard the exact same thing. And he lives on a reservation, dude. Giant spiders. Like they unearthed during construction a giant spider the size of like a one was like a black widow, another one was like a tarantula, but they were huge, like size of a Volkswagen shit. Wow. And they killed the one with construction equipment.
That's cool.
Somebody told me this story. I asked this kid, and he was like, "Yeah."
I hope that's not.
And if it's true, and if this gentleman's up on the res, he probably heard the same thing.
Yeah, I could tell you about the, Seneca oral traditions about it from what my friend Walter told me. But I mean, for example, like you were talking, Leon, one of their things is Walter told me, and talking about fishing mugs. When you go fishing, and you catch your fish, you should always leave a couple for them. And that has to do with another oral tradition or history of, and I'm not going to go into that whole story, but that's what that comes from, is because of a whole instance of stealing fish. And yeah. And so when you fish, you leave them some fish.
Right.
That way they won't come steal your fish.
Or sandwiches. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I find it interesting, though. I had a First Nations crew when I was working in forestry. Then they oh my God, talk about feisty bush guys. I mean, I think we had everywhere from 70-year-olds and they're using chainsaws. And I'm thinking, holy smokes, here I'm a young, spry buck thinking, oh, I can do this. These kids are 70 years old using these chainsaws on a block. And but they had talked to me about firebirds and how when they're younger, the firebirds used to come down. They're like giant birds and pick up
thunderbirds.
Like thunderbirds, yeah. They called them firebirds. And and I couldn't tell if they were messing with the white man kind of guy, right? But then I started to listen to them a bit more when they killed a moose and cleaned it, and then they brought me the heart of the moose, which is quite a honor.
Sure.
And so I thought, well, these guys aren't they're just telling me their culture. And again, they see things differently than we see. Their timelines. In Western cultures, timelines not like the Aztecs or the Jewish timeline, which is past, present, future is now. Whereas in Western culture, we have our past, we have our now, and we have our future. That's how we view it. So how do you live your past, present, future? Well, you have to have a very spiritual style of brain in regards to thinking that way. So.
Well, we really have it built in us, an instinct too. There is some basis in these, the Thunderbird and that kind of, because we used to be on the menu for large raptors, man. Large eagles. There's still one in Africa. The African crowned eagle is a huge eagle, and it will steal children if it can pick it up, man.
The harpy eagle does that too.
Yeah.
They've got like 4-inch talons. That's crazy.
Thank goodness birds aren't real.
Brian and Chewy, how are you? Good to see you. Caucasian Sasquatch, what's up?
Hey, cock. I mean, that didn't come out.
There you go, Joe. Good one. Yeah, now that guy's gonna have a complex.
That did not come out right. I'm sorry,
What do you think?
Caucasian. I'm sorry, man. That did not come out right. I didn't even think about Forrest said it, man.
Your show, Moggs. Where's your moderator?
I don't have tape either. He can't even tape his mouth. Wait a minute. I have a mute button. No. Taping would
Oh,
be
my
funny.
bad.
That's funny.
Donald, you're getting a little too technical. He's like, the game wardens wouldn't like you leaving fish behind. You know, like, really?
It's in the ocean. You got lots of dead fish on the ocean.
Yeah.
No, I get what he's saying, but
I know what he's saying. I agree. 100%. Or don't leave your blade campfires unattended.
I didn't say I ever did it. I'm just saying that's what their oral tradition is.
Right. Okay, I'm not watching chat. Is that what you're laughing
at? That's funny, Mr. Lee. I used to before I got too fat.
It's seasoned. It's called season, Joe. That's what we call it.
pterodactyls, yeah, supposedly they're out there too. I saw a weird video of one recently. I mean, it's probably an old video, but it looked like a pterodactyl flying. And actually, as it was flying, it actually tucked its head under and then went back up and kept going. It was weird, but it looked like, you know, what you would think of as a pterodactyl.
Joe, did you get your cherry milkshake?
Pine Island Research says game wardens here will fine you $150 for wanton waste if you leave a fish behind. Yeah, that's just revenue.
Not if Sasquatch gets
It's not
to it
wanton
first.
waste. It's like, you know, it's not going to go to waste.
If Sasquatch gets to it first, they won't even know.
Shit, I'll feed. you
Or
know
if a
how
bear
many?
gets to it, they
You know how many
won't
trout
know.
I've fed to like great blue herons and otters and you know, animal comes around, they know that you're fishing, they know you have fish, so it's like, here you go.
Yeah.
You know, I did it with an eagle too.
Yeah, before they take it out of your hook anyways, right? Reading it in.
Right?
Yeah.
Yesterday we were yesterday I was with Stevie. We were over by where she works at her park, and we were hanging out in the pavilion, and there's squirrels all over the place. And these squirrels are brave, and I mean, like I'm surprised they didn't like just pull out a gun to give me your wallet. I mean, they came right up to you. You know, they're practically climbing your leg. I'm like, I don't have anything for you. Go away.
Yeah.
I had some
Man,
dry
they get-
dog food in the truck, and I just grabbed a handful and brought it out and like put the dog food on the concrete. They went up to it, they smelled it, and they walked away. They wouldn't eat it.
They didn't want it. Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, me too. They'll pretty much, like we covered before, man. They'll pretty
They
much
eat
eat anything,
meat,
man.
and, yeah.
But
So it was funny because I saw him like turn it down. I'm like, damn, what am I feeding my dogs?
Yeah.
Even the rats won't eat it. Did you hear that?
What is it?
It's an owl.
Wood dog.
owl, yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
What kind of owls they got down there in Florida?
They have a burrowing owl.
Oh, them ones that you showed.
Yeah,
us.
remember those?
Burrow owls, yeah,
And those were tiny, man. Those were like their whole body was maybe that big,
yeah,
and then little feet. I still have a bunch of videos of those.
yeah. They were cute.
And whatever, I guess I don't know what. I'm probably great horned owls. I don't know what's down here.
Okay.
Screech owls. I don't know. Any idea? Steve? Bard or barn? I don't know. I don't know the difference.
Do you have barred owls down there?
I don't know.
We got a bunch up here, man, in New York.
I guess Jay wants to come back on.
No, that's good. I was wondering what happened.
There you go. And anybody else, if you want to click on the link and join us, the link is there. Just follow the directions and come on and have fun. I don't know.
Well, last Disney I was on, that was funny. That freaking duck, the way we just howled with that dog with that duck.
Oh, Richie and the
Couldn't stop
squeaker
laughing.
toy.
That was so funny. It just kept going on and on.
I was trying. I'd mute it for a minute, and it would come back. It was still there.
I was howling. I watched this video of this guy who was doing a Zoom meeting, and all of a sudden the squirrel gets into his room.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, trying to chase it. Ah!
We have a great horned owl, barred owl. What else? Burrowing owl, eastern screech owl, and barn owl and short-eared owl. That's what we have down here. Thank you.
We know me. I'm famous for saying we got 25 different species here in New York, man.
Mogs, Jay licked all the chocolate off his face. Give him the link. He didn't want us to see.
Link's in the chat. I can still see it.
Put it up again. Oh, I'm sure Jay's already clicked on it. He's looking. He's backstage somewhere. Before you get backstage, he's looking in the camera, making sure everything's off.
Yeah.
You gotta convince the world to tea, since all three of us have one. Come on, Jay, where are you?
Fudge. What?
Fudge. He's eating fudge, not chocolate.
Oh, it wasn't chocolate.
Somebody gave me today. They came over. They had a big bag of like chocolate chip cookies. They're vegetarian, and I'm thinking, oh, chocolate chip cookies, really big ones like this, and then they turn to be vegetarian cookies. Yeah.
The vegan chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, it tastes just like it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't taste like chocolate.
What's vegetarian about? What, don't they have eggs or something? I mean, what's...
Maybe it must be. I don't know. They'll make me. They said, "I'll make you vegan hamburgers." And I said, "I don't like vegan hamburgers. Oh, these taste like real ones." No, they taste like cardboard and buns. Thank you very much.
I made the mistake of ordering. I was with Stevie last year. We were down by Richie Evans' house. We went to Burger King, and I read. I didn't read the description. I just read the name. And it was like amazing burger. I said, "Yeah, fuck sound." They said it's amazing. Let's give me one of those. And I started to eat it, and I'm like, she's like, that's not meat, right? I'm like, what? Like what? And yeah, it was one of those strange, whatever was in it, but it was okay. I ate it, but I wish she hadn't told me until after I was done. Because right there I was like, oh, it's not terrible,
Yeah.
No, I'd rather give me beef.
Yeah.
Call me old fashioned.
It's like, give them a meat, man.
Put this link in chat
I'm an
again.
omnivore. I'll eat lots of things, man, but I've got to have. I can't be totally vegetarian. I can't.
I just can't, man. I just can't do it.
I tried one summer, man. I tried one summer. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm eating nothing but salad, man. And I did for a long time. I was like eating nothing but salads, man. And finally I was like, no, this has got to go, man. I can't keep eating just salad, man. I need to put
I did salad,
some steak or something on there.
Well, that's what I did. I just, when I first quit drinking, I went all salads, and I was like, okay, what vegetables? I looked it up. I was like, what vegetables are good for my liver? And I bought it and I threw it all in a salad, and I would eat salad every day. cleared up the jaundice. I mean, like within days, but I would throw steak on it, but then I got away from salads for some reason. I had one this afternoon, and I was like, "Damn, I miss these,"
Yeah.
Oh, I had a chicken pecan salad today, man. It was one of the Wendy's ones, and but yeah, I had to have that chicken on there though.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. You need protein. I mean, but
You're not a full vegetarian anyways.
Why does somebody go vegetarian? Oh, the poor animals, or I mean, what? They just
sometimes. I mean, sometimes some people they don't like the idea of kill. I don't, look, I don't
but
like.
That's what I'm saying.
Killing
There's got to be.
but I'll eat it, man. I mean,
no.
And look, if push came to shove, and if it was up to either I've got to go hunting and hunt an animal and kill it to eat, or starve, well, I'm going to go hunt an animal and kill it and eat it.
Oh, hell yeah.
But
Thank you.
You can get strikes. Social justice warriors are going to come after you. Careful.
Pyro says, Joe, what were you eating when you were bodybuilding?
Oh God, man, I was eating everything, man. I was eating mostly. I mean, there was a lot of protein in there, man. A lot of protein, a lot of meat protein, and I would use some. I didn't get into creatine all that much, but there were some supplements I used that had creatine in them, and
did you do like amino acids and?
Yep, lots. Yep, and there was this thing I keep forgetting what it's called now, but it's this supplement that's basically it's got an enzyme in it that comes from the cow. When she first gets pregnant, she produces this certain kind of enzyme for the calf,
right.
And that helps with muscle growth in people even. So I was using some of that too, but yeah, I mean, I was pretty much eating everything and working out a lot, and yeah, it worked. Yeah.
Did you take roids? Do I dare ask?
No, hell no, man. Never. I wanted to do it as naturally as possible. I mean, I was pushing it with just using natural supplements. I almost didn't want to do that either, but I'm like, well, they're natural, so why not? And it did give me stuff that I wouldn't normally have gotten, for muscle growth and stuff, because after a certain age, you don't produce that. Your body doesn't produce it anymore.
Right.
So, yeah.
Patrick
No, I've seen some of them roided out guys
steroids
in the gym when I was in there, and they're swearing up and down like, well, I don't do roids. This is all natural. And I'm like, dude, I see the needle marks in your calf, dude. What are you talking about? You don't do roids.
Yeah.
Judy, I want your recipe. Chicken and dumplings. I first learned how to cook that in Alabama. Chicken and I forgot what was in it. Chicken and dumplings.
I love chicken and dumplings, man.
You guys quit talking food. You're gonna
well, say
well, I just had the pizza.
We talk about everything here.
Well, usually someone talks about pizza at some point during the night.
Yeah. Donald's talking about roadkill with Mr. Haywood.
Nothing wrong with roadkill, Mr. Haywood. We hit one in Iowa.
As long as it's fresh roadkill. If you hit it and then you get it right then. Yeah.
Really, yeah. You just, as it's flying through the air, you open the trunk.
Yeah.
Instantly tenderized. Suzanne, how are you?
Hi.
Oh my God.
Hey, Suzanne.
How are you guys?
Somebody's got YouTube on.
Hello, Leon. Hello, Joe.
How are you?
Oh.
Suzanne, you have to turn YouTube off. Huh? Suzanne,
Okay.
you have to turn YouTube off.
There it is.
You made me say it twice. I'm a good ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Talking with him. There we go.
Throwing your voice.
There we go.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Leon.
Hi. What are you doing?
Nothing. Oh well, I mean, I'm preparing for my show because it's gonna come on soon.
What time's
But
your
I
show?
am.
You're
But
not
I'm
sure?
really not. I'm really just listening.
What time you going on? 8:30?
Well, I put down there 8, but really I just go on whenever you get off because I want to figure out a better time, but I don't want to interrupt any of your guys' shows because you guys are, you guys, I look up to you guys and I don't want to step on anybody else's time.
Stop it.
Hi.
I used to think like that.
Hey, Eric.
No, I still do.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What night does nobody have a
What's up, Eric?
show?
I was surprised somebody was on. I was surprised Mog was on tonight because I was checking. Yeah, Thursday seems to be free. Wednesdays, I think, is free, isn't it, Joe? You're on Friday. Pat's on Friday.
I'm
Before
on
Saturday.
Mondays and Fridays. Wednesday,
I'm trying to do my own thing on Wednesdays.
Ron does a show.
Yeah,
on
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
Eric, when you-
he's trying to get Wednesday.
But then you just got to figure time slots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
right.
put a sooner time slot because a lot of you guys are over there on, way more east than me, and I feel bad keeping everybody up, but I want everybody to be able to watch. So we'll find a place. We will find a home.
8 o'clock's okay. My time. That's BC time. That's only. Where are you at? What time zone?
I'm Mountain Standard Time, so it's 8:27 right now here in Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona. Wow.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you want to say, Eric? You came on here. You want to say something? I know you're itching.
Hi, Eric.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to say, hey, I know it's been a while. I've been meaning to hop on with Mogs, but it's such a tight knit group here, and I don't want to hop in and kind of feel like I'm trying to dominate.
Oh,
the
dude, no.
conversation or something.
Anybody,
We all do it. So.
We like you, Eric.
Well, I'm glad I got that at least. But well, I wanted to ask you guys. It's a weird question, but I'm gonna ask it.
You know where you are, right?
At this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at Mogs, you were formerly from New Jersey, right?
Correct.
Okay. What are y'all's thoughts? And it's gonna sound like I'm crazy, but I'll talk about it afterwards. What are y'all's thoughts on the Jersey Devil?
What do you want to know?
You tell
Cool
me. You're
story.
from Jersey.
Well, it's funny because it's one of the only cryptids that has a Genesis story.
Okay.
It goes back to the 1600s with the Leeds family.
Okay.
Supposedly that Mother Leeds was
Right,
giving
right.
birth to her 13th child, and when she was giving birth, she said, "I give this one to the devil," or she cursed it, and it came out normal and quickly changed into this creature,
Gotcha.
and supposedly flew up the chimney and went away. And people have
Okay.
been supposedly seeing
Yeah.
shit ever since.
Yeah. Well, weirdly enough, I've been researching some stuff for my for a book that I'm working on, and I think I actually found a document that I don't want to say confirms the existence of the Jersey Devil, but it's pretty damn close. And it's from 1888. And I went back, I kind of found this randomly. I was doing some research, and the closest thing I could find on the Jersey Devil as far as news articles and anything like that was like 1904, but they were all referring back to like 1700s, 1600s, but I couldn't find anything on that. But this one document that I found was from 1888, and it talks about in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, how a family, a woman birthed a devil, a baby devil there that didn't have wings, but it was covered in black fur and had horns on either side, had a tail. And the crazy thing is, who wrote this document? It was someone in the seminary from a church there in Gettysburg wrote it to someone in New York. And the documentation is really interesting. It's kind of similar to what you were saying about like how she cursed it and wanted it to be, like the 13th. Okay, from what I read in the document, it says that what it was is that her husband was like a religious zealot almost, and he had a lot of really weird practices, and he wanted to try to enforce that on her, and she wasn't having it. And so she said, when she was about to give birth, "I would rather see the devil than another cross." And apparently that's what happened. Yeah. And there's documentation to support that 1888. You know, it's pretty crazy, but
Pretty interesting. I'd never heard that.
exactly. And most people, you know, think New Jersey, you know, Pine Barrens and stuff like that. But it's, and from what I'm kind of figuring was that it was written by two seminary, one guy to another.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think the reason they were writing each other is because they were trying to obtain the body. Okay, because apparently, I think I heard this before with the Jersey Devil. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in this document, well, there were people that were in the cabin when apparently like a day or so after this thing was birthed. All right, and there was one guy that was there, and he said that he was willing to cut one of the veins so it would bleed out and die. And when he stepped forward with a knife, the thing got up and ran around the whole cabin or whatever, dropped down and said that it was going to live for 7 days, and on the 8th day it would die. Have you guys heard that before with the Jersey Devil? I thought I heard something similar. No? Okay. But yeah, in my opinion, you know, who knows about, I don't want to say this certain church, but I have an opinion that they keep a lot of weird things in a certain archive somewhere. And I think that was their end game, to try and get some help to find this body so they could take it. But I mean, I have the document and I plan on talking about that. Yeah.
I never heard of that one.
I never heard about it either. It's really weird. 1888.
I would investigate that a bit more in regards to a folklore or legend. And where I would investigate that idea is see if you see any similar stories of that in Europe.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from, you know. Again,
no, but you're going to have to investigate.
Going back that far, yeah.
Yeah, going back that far, that's really the only thing I could find. And you're talking about, I was in the late, you know.
No, but there might be other. It might be called something else in other cultures.
Sure,
I see.
So if you found some folklore stories of similar narrations, then you can find out whether or not it's been something that's been.
But I mean, I just thought it was so weird because it's essentially the Jersey Devil story, but it's taking place in Pennsylvania, and it's a lot more detailed than what we have of the you know, just kind of the myth of the Jersey Devil.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's names in there.
There's some. You know? There is some stuff out there that gets into like the Leeds family history.
Yeah. And I was trying to do some digging, but I couldn't really find much on the Leeds family at all. But it would go back to that, like 1700s Leeds family. Didn't find anything. And I wasn't really looking though, so.
Yeah, the husband was. I don't know how the political system was set up back then, but he was. The husband was I don't even know what you'd call him. He was some sort of politician or something.
Somebody that was important in the community.
Or want to be important.
And I think I remember like their family crest had like a dragon or something on it, and that was also like some weird indication of it or something. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to know what you guys thought. If you're being from Jersey, I'm sure you probably had it.
I grew up with that you know, legend. I feared that more than Bigfoot. I didn't really know about Bigfoot too much, except, you know, I saw the Patterson Gimlin film, but that was like, okay, it's over there and there's one of them and I'm good here. Except we got the Jersey Devil. And every year the newspaper would do an article probably around Halloween and, you know, telling trick-or-treaters to beware and, you know, it's just,
if the Jersey Devil was real, man, I'd be way more scared of it than I am of Sasquatch.
Well, how come?
If you read this document, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It's the devil.
Well, it was supposedly it had like the hooves and
hooves of the demon. He's the demon.
And bat wings, a goat's head, horns.
That's just scary.
From this article, it was covered in black fur, had horns, had hooves. Didn't have the wings though, but who knows? Yeah, they didn't mention wings. At least I don't know. They did mention the tail and all the other crazy stuff too, and that it spoke. They said it spoke. Said it was going to live for 7 days, and on the 8th day that it was going to die, and apparently that's what happened. So, and I think the letter was to see if they could get permission to try and get their hands on the body. In my opinion, that's what I think, because that church has a lot of power to this day.
Did they say where the body was? What ended up, like after the guy it died? What happened to it?
They said it was in Gettysburg. They give a pretty good location between two counties of where the cabin was, but they didn't give an exact location of where it was buried. But they say it's nestled in between these two counties. I don't know if it's. I think Pennsylvania borders New Jersey, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
New
I
York,
mean,
yeah.
could be somewhere along there, but they
And
named
where
it
is
two
it? In
counties there.
Gettysburg?
Gettysburg, yeah. It was near Gettysburg, not exactly Gettysburg, but
Yeah. Well, Gettysburg is more.
yeah.
It's southeast, but it's further.
Well, I think what it was the guy who was in the seminary in Gettysburg had
Okay.
got word of what was going on in this mountainous area between those two counties, and he was writing to tell his leaders in New York about what was going on. So it's all really weird. I mean, I only found one document about it, and like I said, I wasn't really looking. I was just like, "What the hell is this?" It was pretty creepy. 1888.
The only reason I asked you to kind of look back in Europe is because the description you just gave is there's lots of gargoyles that look just like.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's a cultural influence that happens because it's back in 1700s, so they would have had a lot of European, culture still in their system. If they came, I don't know if they came to the States or whatever.
Well, the other thing is that you're talking about culture and stuff. In the document, he's talking about how these people were relatively cut off from the real world. Like they've been in the mountains for so long. I think they even have their own language at at certain areas and whatever. But he talked about how these people were like closed off, and they don't. It was a really closed society. I don't know if they were some type of Amish or Mennonite. It could be, but yeah, it was all really weird.
Village. Isn't there a movie called The Village where they're all cut off and it turns out they're still in modern times?
Ooh, that was a creepy movie.
Shyamalan.
Oh, The Village. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Watch that.
Yeah.
And what are you working on, Suzanne?
So many things. Like so many things.
What's going on with your show tonight?
Just open panel. We're just going to talk about all kinds of stuff. Probably conspiracy theories or something weird. Probably something that could get us killed. Probably.
Those are the good shows.
Or banned. Banned.
That's not how you look at it.
Eric's the one that goes, "Oh, those are good shows."
Yeah.
You know.
Eric comes on your show and he shares shit like, "Should we be showing this?"
You'll be on you're gonna be on a no-flight list after this show.
on a list from somewhere.
And I'm like, "Fuck it, let's show it."
Yeah. No, I think yeah. I went a little overboard on your show a couple of times, and I was on another show, and they were like, "Yeah, don't bring any of that stuff up. Like, you can't talk about any of that stuff." I was like, "All right."
Well, if the indications are correct, from what I'm seeing tonight, I guess Mogs and that guy Chronicles there probably won't like my next show because it has to do with telepathy and Bigfoot like in pot.
Yay, those sound great to me.
Well, obviously, it's in edibles because they're not smoking it.
You'll have to see. You'll have to see.
I just remembered what we're going to talk about. We'll probably talk about how the clouds are looking kind of weird lately.
Clouds?
Yeah, the clouds. Take a look. They don't look right. They're not normal. I think they're cloaking the mothership. And I think the mothership is coming to pick me up.
Don't drink any Kool-Aid prior to the exit. You don't need it. They should be able to beam me up without you taking any special drinkage.
Suzanne, you got to make me a promise. If that mothership ever comes and picks you up, you got to stop by here and pick me up.
I will.
With a coffee.
Because I'm ready for a vacation. Off of this rock.
So does anybody think the clouds look weird? Or is it just me and Jara?
I haven't seen any since the hurricane.
Can't pay much attention.
Birds aren't real, so who knows?
We just got really blue skies.
They look weird.
I mean, there's so many fires up in BC here coming up from Washington. Like every night's they're just sunsets, but it's definitely affects the look of everything. So. Sure. What do you mean by weird? What do they look like?
They're like lower to the ground, and they're like really billowy. They look like somebody's making them.
Is that recently?
Yeah.
Well, you just had hurricanes come through.
No, she's in.
No, no.
Phoenix.
It doesn't have to be right at the location of the hurricane. The influence of the hurricane,
Yeah.
wind capacity, stretches everything, so it can change a lot of normal stuff that we see. Like we've got really weird bugs this year, like really weird bugs. No, everyone keeps posting them on our thing. Anyone see this? Like you kind of have this. It looks like
I don't know.
a slug / caterpillar, but it looks like it's from the devil's.
You know what? We have been seeing really weird bugs too, and I think, and so like here I go. I think it's because the veil is thinner, and we're seeing different kinds of species that we have never seen before.
Meaning they're not from here.
Yeah, like no, they could be from here, but we never could see them before until now.
Well, that's the thing too, is like here patterns. We have bugs that are showing up here that we haven't seen before.
Right.
But they only come out at a certain time. So I have a moth that shows up, can't remember what it's called, but it's about this big. It's as wide as your door. You open up your door like 6 inches across.
Oh my!
Comes out for 24 hours, and that's it. But they're huge. They don't fly away. They're really
cool. Here in Austin, we're actually next to Austin. We're being besieged by monarch butterflies. They're everywhere.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, they migrate down to Mexico.
Yeah, but this was like supposedly it was like some big deal. I don't know, but they are everywhere recently. Yeah.
Huh. Well, the weird thing too is because they're having change. They're trying to figure out where they're going to live because right now they're getting pretty hammered in regards to where they usually would breed and stuff. So they're starting to migrate all different places, and as time moves forward, where those places the kind of first original monarchs fly to that seem to be successful, they'll start increasing population too. So.
That's funny because my buddies with the New York Bigfoot Society, they just did a project because they're into all kinds of stuff and nature conservation and stuff, and they just did a project where they grew a bunch of monarch butterflies and then they just released them not too long ago.
That's cool.
Yeah, because
we have that here too. Actually, they sell them in stores, and you get to raise them, and then you let them go. And
that is so cool.
And trackway, that's why they did that, because the monarch butterflies are considered endangered, and so they did this project to try to help boost the species. I thought it was pretty cool myself. I mean,
I didn't know they were endangered.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to get them a lot before, like certain seasons, but it hadn't been that much. This is the first time in like 10 years we've actually had a pretty big migration of butterflies. Yeah.
Isn't Austin? It's there somewhere in Texas? I'm pretty sure. Isn't there like a bridge where it has like every night like the most bats? They come out.
Actually,
is that Austin?
Yeah, I was actually working on a movie a couple of months back, and we were shooting right there on the Congress Bridge, and we were waiting for that exact moment for the bats to come out.
Yeah,
and they came out, but I remember there being a lot more than there were now. Like it was kind of pathetic, honestly.
What happened?
Like the hugest colony of bats.
I think they moved north to where I'm at now. I'm north of Austin, and we have a couple bridges that are, I think, way more populated than that one down there. So
really,
who knows? But yeah, it used to be a big deal, but it's definitely not a million anymore. Yeah. And Austin's grown like crazy, so that might have something to do with it.
Well, I want to invite anybody who wants to know more about whatever craziness we're going to talk about to come on to the show. The link will be in our chat, and we're going to come on right after Mogs. Okay. So, let's see what happened.
Is that the name of your channel? The Authentic Happiness Show?
Yes, I'm all about authentic happiness.
Yay!
I'm committed to it. I'm committed to authentic happiness for my life.
Committed to?
I've always thought my happiness was pretty authentic.
Yeah, mine too.
I think so too. I believe that about you. I believe that about
maybe not.
Oh, get out of here!
Mine might be a little chemically induced, but
sometimes it is. Sometimes.
Yeah, so guys, definitely check out Suzanne's show tonight.
Absolutely. I'm subscribed.
Right after our show.
What would you guys think if I did like some kind of group hypnosis? Would that be cool on a show one day?
No,
I don't believe in
do it.
No.
You want to know why?
Why?
No. Well, because how are you going to put safeguards on that so you don't hypnotize somebody at home?
So that I don't what?
Hypnotize somebody at home if you're doing hypnosis on
No,
people.
I do. That's
That's
why I
what
mean
she
that's how I
wants.
work. I work over the internet like this, so I
No,
could
but what
hypnotize
happens
you
if you
guys.
hypnotize somebody at home and they not realize that they're hypnotized?
They'd snap out of it sooner or later.
Famous last words.
Okay.
Sooner or later. Here I am running
I haven't
around
seen
the
you in a
dining
while.
room quacking like a duck every time my wife says a certain
Yeah, really quack.
Oh,
You
I
can
don't
hear
make
the
people
pop.
quack like they quack
Quack.
anymore.
What are you
That was
quacking?
last year. No, I think like maybe some kind of exercise to I don't know, open up your minds a little bit and show you a little bit how it might work. Maybe not full hypnosis, maybe like trance. I don't know.
Why don't you do one that's kind of
Neither of them are sounding good right now.
No,
Not for
it's
me, anyway.
fun, Mo. I can't control your mind and I can't put anything in there that's not already there. So you can feel safe.
I don't know. I'm an illusionist. Pretty sure you can mess with people's minds pretty easy.
Ooh, cool. Are you really,
Yeah.
Leon? You're an illusionist?
The brain can only handle 3 questions. That's why you always hear illusionists saying, "Hey, you never known me before, right? No. You don't know my name? No. And then they say, "Have we ever met? No. And then they ask you the 4th and 5th question. By that time, your brain is stuck, and that's when they start planting in whatever they need to plant in to do it or do the illusion. So, I deal with quite a few people.
That's cool. I think
I
that is so cool.
I like the brain. I like to figure out there's so many games the brain plays on you, and it's there to help you. Like rumination. That's one big fun today.
Wow.
And we all suffer from rumination. And the problem with rumination is it's attached to your worry mechanism. You could say.
Oh no, yeah, that's not.
And the problem with that rumination is it comes up with all sorts of statements in your head about what this means. And none of it's ever real, but you scare the shit out of yourself. It's like the girl with the lady I was talking about earlier that bear attack happened. She's ruminating on that every day. Look at the bear. It would have killed you. But she's every time she keeps thinking about it, releases chemicals in your brain. So it reinforces that this is going to happen. No, it didn't happen the first time. If you keep thinking about that, it might happen, then your brain's going to be eventually programmed that it's going to be happening all the time and you're not going to go in the bush because you're too afraid it's going to happen, even though nothing happened, really,
Whoa. Well, then you go to a hypno. Then you do hypno. Then you go to a hypnotherapist.
Yeah, that's what sometimes, you give them a different context. You tell them the true end of the story. That's the problem. The brain doesn't sit.
So definitely. Yeah. Whenever you're doing something like that, you have to close it out. You can't leave people hypnotized. I don't do stage hypnosis. I do hypnotherapy for positive change, transformational life changes. But I mean, if this doesn't work out, I think I could make a good stage hypnosis show.
Do whatever you think is the interest.
Always something you can fall back on. You can't dazzle them with your brilliance, baffle them with your bullshit.
Right.
Right.
I think we have enough of that online already.
There's a lot to choose from. There's a lot to choose from.
True.
But man, it's so fun though. Sometimes, there's certain things that sometimes, man, I'm just like, I get my knickers in a knot. But then other times, I'm just like, this is great.
Oh yeah.
This is just great, man.
It's really hard to sit and watch, like you were saying. You post a couple times, Joe. I don't know if I can keep watching the show I'm watching. It's just full. Now they're going on with this. Now they're going on with that, and it's like, you're listening to it. No one's like asking questions that are kind of getting the person to elaborate a bit more. It's just like, oh my god, I just can't keep going on here. It's like, I got Sasquatch outside that rides my horse. Sasquatch that rides a moose. They must ride my horses too. It's like, okay, all right. And the problem is, I did see Sasquatch on the back of a moose. So what do you do with that one? Right.
Right. Right. And it's like, it's like not even like, it's just like questions for clarification. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm actually confused. Can you explain what you just said earlier to me?
Yeah.
So I can wrap my head around it, but they just passed over my question. Okay, all right, that's fine.
Sorry, I'm like all distracted. I'm looking for my water. It's so dark here. I can't see shit.
Yeah, totally. You on your patio? Must be.
I hear crickets. Yeah.
You know?
Crickets.
There it is.
I hear some crickets. Yeah.
It's water.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm trying to perfect it to where, and I don't know. There's certain type of people, it doesn't matter, but I'm trying to perfect it where people understand. Yeah, just because I'm skeptical about something that somebody may be saying, it doesn't mean I'm just because I might be skeptical. I want to understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking is, yeah, I may be skeptical, but give me some clarification so I can wrap my head around this and put myself where you're at and see if something makes sense. You know, that's
Well, I
Skepticism is
think
good.
we're all skeptical. I mean,
Yeah.
there is
Nothing wrong with that.
no, it's healthy.
I don't know if we're all skeptical. We all say we're skeptical, but as soon as you ask any kind of threatening question to people, even if it's a honest, sincere question, then you can find out if you're skeptical or cynical. And I think a lot of times we deal with people who are cynical, unfortunately, when like I don't agree with a lot of people's stuff online, which you guys know, but I try to at least word it a certain way that I'm not offending anybody. And I'm
Sure.
going to ask a question, so I have to frame it in a way that's kind of
Not
inquisitive.
offensive. Or, yeah.
And not like I'm not. So what? I don't believe in certain things. I'm sure people don't believe in certain things that I believe. So what? So, but we don't. You have to learn a talent. You know, it's not about just being right. It's about being effective in how you're talking to people and trying to get information.
Right.
yeah, because none of us are like. I mean, we're not like trying to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just trying to understand most of the time. That's all.
Yeah, for instance, I don't want to really have what did you call that thing that's down? I'm in Canada, so I'm not familiar with that. Eric, what do you call it? The what?
The Jersey Devil.
Yeah, the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
I'm in a wheelchair right now. My patio doors are open. I have a problem with grizzly bears and cougars. The last thing I want to think about is the Jersey Devil.
Oh God, you got plenty of
Orange
stuff to worry about.
Oh, by the way, you got any milk? I just need some milk for that. Great, yeah, great. Right away, wheel away.
Well, BC's nice. You know, I've been there before. It's pretty nice, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whereabouts have you been?
It was Vancouver over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
nice.
it is. It's certainly like where I live. It's like Canada's paradise, hot.
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
Nice. Within 27 degrees Celsius here.
I'm gonna get there someday and bug the shit out of Leon and Thomas.
Oh, you should come out. You and your wife would have an awesome time. There's so much to do out here too. And it's not big. It's not like a big city, even though it's got all the amenities. It's really nice, like vineyards all over the place. There's a vineyard over here at Fall. They planted whole different types of, like 6 different types of trees. And so when it falls, they change into a flag.
Oh, that's
wow.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Flag. It is cool. People are just so creative sometimes.
That's gonna start getting cold up there by you, huh? Soon.
Don't tell me that, because thank goodness I have good neighbors where until I can walk again, they're taking care of my driveway for my acreage. So I mean,
it's not snowing there now, is it?
No,
okay.
no, not where we are. It's not going to snow until probably in November.
Okay.
I hope.
Gotcha. Same here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got like 71 degrees here today, which was cool because lately it hasn't been getting, but maybe up to like 59, 60. It's starting to cool down pretty quick here. Nights are cold as hell.
I think there's a cold front coming through a lot of the country this week.
Oh, good.
Soon, in the next couple of days.
The Russians are taking over. Run. I was talking to my brother from Alberta.
Cold front, not Cold War.
Oh, right. Yesterday he was talking about his acreage is about 3 kilometers from the number 2 highway, which is just open, kind of like driving in Texas. It's just a highway, open area. But they had hail there, and it was the size of golf balls. So after the hail went through, he drove to the highway, and there were 70 cars that their windshields, all the window was busted on all the cars, and the trucks were there. And he says, and then we drove down the highway, and as we kept driving north, the hail got bigger. So by the time they hit Red Deer, which is probably a half hour away, they were the size of apples, the hail.
Shit.
And by this time they got another hour from there, it was the size of grapefruit. I couldn't imagine the grapefruit.
No.
Falling from the sky.
I don't want to.
I just dealt with, before I left Arizona, we had a hailstorm. I filmed it. I did a short I had to put I put moving pad, I think, and another blanket or something on my windshield. I felt 2 things of hail hit, and I was like, "Oh shit, no way!"
Yeah.
And the first thing I did was cover the windshield, and it survived. I mean, it's got some dents in the hood and the roof, but you know, that was hail. I'd never seen hail like that before, and it was only the size of maybe a grape. You know,
That's still pretty big hail.
yeah. No, it was some of it measured 2 inches, but yeah, it hurt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we get some pretty bad hail down here, and a couple months back we actually got a direct hit from a tornado. So that messed up about half the town, and yeah, it was still recovering from that. So yeah, luckily we didn't get hit here, but did get some pretty bad winds and stuff.
It only takes a few seconds, eh? That much.
It was so fast. It was unbelievable. And we actually heard the tornado sirens, which I've never heard in my life, and that was friggin' scary. Like, man.
Yeah. So everybody's like, "What the hell is that?"
Well, the crazy thing is, I always thought the tornadoes I thought tornadoes needed like a flat surface, but it actually it came down right on top of a highway, and people were stuck in traffic. There were cars that were destroyed, and I mean, it was, that kind of changed my whole thinking on tornadoes. Can happen like in a second anywhere. Like, you're not safe anywhere. It's insane. But yeah, it was a bad one, and it traveled 8 miles through the town, just destroying restaurants, houses. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
Little stroll.
Yeah. We have certain areas here in New York where sometimes there'll be like tornado warning. I'm like, where? I mean, I grew up here, man, and I mean, I've never seen a tornado in New York, man. The terrain is too. It breaks it up,
Right.
I mean, we may have had small ones hit, like some flat areas or something at some time, but I've never actually seen one. But
no, I've never seen it either. I've seen big dust devils, but
yeah, if you see green clouds, run because you got a tornado coming in.
Yeah, the clouds are green.
It's really weird when all of a sudden it shows up. It's like, what the hell? They're talking about weird clouds. Like, why are those clouds all green? Oh my god!
I remember hearing that when I was a kid about the green clouds.
I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
What's that in the Midwest? When I was in the Midwest, the sky's green, man. You're like, uh-oh. You start looking around.
The one they tell us is if you're looking at a tornado and it doesn't look like it's moving, that means it's coming right at you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Run away.
Yeah. That's what they always taught us.
Yeah, the people that chase them things, man, I'm like, you must have balls as big as Big O.
Well, there used to be a show. Did you guys ever see that show where they would chase the storms? I think 4 of those people ended up getting killed. It's no joke, man.
And what's with trailer parks? Like, tornadoes love trailer parks.
Right.
Their natural habitat.
It's almost as if
it's what they feed on.
Yeah, sentient, man. They know. They're like, there's a trailer park over there. That's where I'm going.
I can pair that up.
That's bad.
I was amazed and just kind of shocked at looking at all the footage from Fort Myers, Florida. And, you talk about the trailer. They had, people that lived in them didn't call them trailers. They called them modular homes or manufactured homes. They're trailers. Destroyed. They went through 7 or 8 hours of 150 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, some of the devastation I saw down there, man, and in news and stuff, man. I mean, it's just pretty distressing.
People swimming inside of their house, or the ones where you can see the water all the way up the window.
Yeah.
Or this one guy was talking about how there was a shark in the street downtown.
I saw a video the other day. Somebody had one. There was a freaking alligator swimming on in the living room.
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's why I live in New York, man. The only natural disaster I really have to worry about here is a bad blizzard.
Your wife. No. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna get him.
Love you, Molly.
Yeah, she's asleep.
Not getting a Christmas card this year.
Yeah.
Mr. Lee, can you put the link up one more time so that Jared could come in and
Oh, Jerry wants to come on. I got this.
yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, wouldn't that be weird if there was a shark in the street swimming around?
Yeah, well, they were in the bay in Fort Myers and that whole Charlotte Bay and everything. I mean, I've caught them out of there. So
Like,
yeah,
don't you always say, Mogs, that like Florida is where most of the deadliest bugs and animals are? Like, they're just swimming around now, right by you.
Well, Arizona's got a lot of everything in Arizona can hurt you. The plants, the animals, the insects.
That's like
Kiara, how are you?
Hi, Jared.
Hello.
Great
Hello,
to see you.
gentlemen and
Hey.
Susie. Gentlemen and Susie. Can you guys hear me okay?
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I'd jump on and say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Mhm.
How is everybody?
We're just
Good,
talking about
good,
death and
good.
destruction. You have anything? to
Yeah,
add?
we're talking about death and
Yeah.
destruction, the usual.
Oh,
It has the same
the
usual.
usual.
Alligators
The
and
fun
sharks.
shit,
Well, there's all kinds of that. Every
Hey, look,
day.
Jace sent me a damn video of an alligator trying to eat a Jeep, and I'm like, yeah, it'll be a while before I visit Florida because I'm not taking
Yeah.
my Jeep down there. You got Jeep eating alligators, man. I got no chance.
Whew.
Florida's sticky,
Yeah, I don't think.
but I love it. I've only been once though. I'll go back. I'd go back when there's
Lately,
no
ever
storms.
since the hurricane passed through, it's the weather has been really nice. Normally after a hurricane, I hear that it's muggy and it's just depressing. And no, it was when that hurricane went through, it brought like a cold front with it, and it's been nice. It hasn't. I think the hottest it got was 85 in the past since the hurricane in the past week.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wow. Yeah, we've had unusual weather here. Very unusual. Yeah, we had a tornado up north.
Touchdown at Williams. Williams?
Yeah.
Really?
Williams, yeah. For
And
13
it touched
minutes
down for 13 minutes.
with 100-mile-per-hour wind.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have weird, like these storms are just weird. So yeah, the clouds are I'm a nerd. So like I love weather, and I've always paid attention to and researched and taken lots of pictures of clouds. And the clouds this year are not normal at all.
Ooh, that sounds familiar. Someone earlier said that.
Yeah. I have pictures.
Well, what do you
I'm
mean? What do they look like? What's so different about those? Are you guys close to each other? Do you guys live close together?
We are. We both live in Phoenix. Yeah. So
They co-host together.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They're
He's the
just
other half of the Authentic Happiness Show.
right. Like the altitude that they're building at and the way that they're building isn't normal. Like I've been taking lots of pictures of them spraying. So the day like starts out pretty beautiful and blue, and there's a few days where within an hour of sunrise the whole sky was covered with crisscross tracks. Storms out of nowhere, like real strong storms. So I've lived in the neighborhood that I'm in since 2011, and this is the first time in the last 2 weeks, I guess. And it's the end of our monsoon season, mind you. The last 2 weeks, there has been more trees pulled completely out of the ground than I've seen since I've lived in this neighborhood or in Phoenix.
You're getting microbursts?
Yeah. While it's sunny outside and there was no rain in the forecast. So the clouds are building. They're like monsoon clouds that are building, but they're building low to the ground and out of nowhere when the dew point shouldn't cause that, because typically we don't get that until the dew point's over 55% and the humidity is at a certain level. So we don't get that. And it's a certain temperature, because of the heat. So it's just the way that they're building and how close they are to the ground. So like I see flights coming in because I don't live that far from the airport. So like a plane coming in on descent shouldn't be way above the top of a thunderhead. That's how low they are. So like there's a lot of power and energy in those clouds and those storms. And when they're that close to the ground, that's where that outflow, I think, is just, it's blowing the trees out of the ground like crazy. They're all down in my neighborhood, and it's weird too, because like I was telling my daughter, typically you have a certain type of cloud, right? Like on a specific day. But I call it sky cancer. So you know how like cancer, like cells, it's typically like an overgrowth of cells, and they're irregular cells. They're like not normal cells, right? So the clouds are just erratic. There's like different types of clouds all together in the same swatch of sky. So it looks just crazy. I was like, here's how I explained it to my daughter. I said, you have some that are billowy, right? And they're like, la, 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 la. Like if you could choreograph it. And then you, right. And then you have, I did. That's how I explained it. And then you have some that are like, and they're like in the same part of the sky. And it's like, it would be like trying to listen to like opera mixed with country music and Metallica all in the same like song. It's freaking weird. It's weird. You know, but some people like it. I think it makes for great pictures. Oh, and then there's the fact that so this weird thing happened with this. Okay, so there was these clouds that were specifically in this very small patch of sky. They disappeared and reappeared every like 2 minutes in the same like part of the sky. They didn't blow in. They were appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing in the same part of the sky. And it did it for
Did you videotape any of this?
Yes, I have this on video.
So what do you think's going on?
It did it for 4 hours. It did it for
I think it's cloaking.
I was gonna say that's what Susie said. She's saying the mothership's on its way.
I know that they're spraying, right? I know that that's a real thing. That's not a conspiracy theory. I don't know what they're spraying.
I know that. How do you know that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they've confirmed.
Because if you well, so like when I've been a nerd for a long time, and this was a long time ago, so I can't say that I know this for a fact right now, but years ago, if you went onto military websites, like they have spraying schedules, that like it's not, supposedly it's nothing bad that they're spraying. Like they spray for like mosquitoes and right. So it's a fact that they do spray stuff. I don't know what it is. And I know that they can see clouds.
I've just asked questions, by the way. Are you associating chemtrails then as?
Yes, I would call them. I don't know what they are. I don't like the word chemtrails, contrails, because everybody just usually discounts things.
Yeah.
So because of that, so what I go off of is like what I pay attention to everything, like probably too much, maybe.
Never.
And I know that what's happening this year is different. So I know chemtrails and contrails, whatever, they've been around for a long time. Whatever they're doing this year, it's different. I don't know what it is, but it's whatever impact it's having on the atmosphere. It's visibly, noticeably different. And I have been taking pictures of it every day because I'm thinking, am I just being like paranoid or what's going on? That's why I was like videotaping that cloud. Because I went to the dollar store and I get out and this whole sky's blue, right? There's no clouds in the sky except for this one little cloud, just this little tiny little, it was a little cloud, little fluffy cloud all by itself, no other clouds anywhere. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I thought I would videotape it because it was 2 days before that I noticed some clouds like that were building low to the ground, and I stopped in my driveway and I videotaped it because I was like, this isn't normal. Well, it's like 2 hours after I videoed that is when we had that first storm where there was no storm coming. Nobody knew it was going to rain. And all of a sudden, I was at my client's house and we're like, what is that sound? And then her son starts screaming and we look outside and it's like pouring sideways rain at the same time that it's sunny. in some parts of the sky. And I'm like, okay, this isn't normal. And then when I saw what it did to these trees, it just picked them out. Like, I mean, in a row on both sides of the road, the whole tree, the roots and everything, big old, like, just picked them out. And I was like, okay. And it poured it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to lose my power. You guys, hang on 1 second.
Oh, she's losing her power. Well, I can tell you why I know that it's real, because look at the percentage of children that have asthma now. Look at the percentage of people that are having breathing problems now. That's why do you think? That's why, because
hang on,
we're breathing in all this shit. That's why.
Well, our air quality is that great to begin with, you know.
That's true. We do part of that ourselves, which I do.
Part?
Yeah. But we don't do all of it, I don't believe. Nefarious. There's evil afoot.
Okay. Got it. Sorry about that. I was about to lose everybody. So let me get back to it. So anyway, I'm
She's under the desk.
Sorry about that. I'm videotaping this little cloud, and I get in my car to drive across the intersection to Walmart. And by the time I get to like pull out into the street, there's 2 clouds right there. And I was like, was that there before? You know, when you're not sure about something, you ask yourself, like, was that there before? So I was like, that's weird. So I was like trying to watch it while I'm driving. Don't do that, everybody. It's not safe. And like in the 2 minutes it took me to park, I get out and the clouds had like disappeared, but I could see that they were starting to reform. So I videotaped it again. I was like, this is weird. I went in the store, came out. They were still doing that in the same spot in the sky. So I was like, okay, so I'm pretty sure that clouds don't do that, like in the same part of the sky, and there's no other clouds anywhere. There's no clouds like blowing in or like blowing away. They're just disappearing and reappearing. So when I got home, they just happened to be like out my window. I could see them directly from my kitchen window. So I was like, okay, this is weird. So I sat there and watched it because I wanted to watch the whole process. And I was like, nope, they're definitely appearing and disappearing. So I hyperlapsed videoed it. So my phone has that setting. So it was like, I think 3 of them. I think I sent you guys, Susie. Yeah, and I'm like messaging her and Robert like all day long. They were probably getting so irritated. Like, okay,
there's
Jared,
a lot
get it.
of cloud videos. Yeah, that was
we get it, Jared. The clouds are weird. So I hyperlapse video, and yeah, they were super in the same spot, disappearing and reappearing and disappearing and reappearing, and it lasted for 4 hours. Like, I don't think that's normal. Is that normal? What do you guys think?
If you want to share the video, you know, you can have it. We can watch it.
It is normal. It's microbursting is what you're
on. Okay,
yeah,
microbursting is absolutely normal. You are but that's not
that. You just don't recognize as microbursting. I've had it when I've been
I recognize.
No, she's not even talking about the microbursting. She's talking about these clouds just
I know.
They're not storming or anything. They're just appearing.
What I'm talking about. But there's a huge stretch in that thought process she's talking
right.
about. And you got to be cautious of apophenia. Apophenia is concepts and ideas. It's not the scientific method. It's the scientific method. Is you put these dots together that come into your frontal cortex of saying, well, that makes like there's a pattern there. That's your brain doing that, just not even you doing that. And it comes up with your own narration in your mind of putting these dots together. The question is, how would you or any of us validate that we're like you're saying? How do you know? Well, I know because I don't have a reference point of 5.5 pounds of jelly in a lifetime of experience that my brain's picked up by osmosis 95% of everything you've ever picked up. You don't even know you picked it up. Right. And so your brain scoots through at the speed of light to your whole memory system to try to somehow make sense of what you're looking at. And that's what your visuals are for. And then it comes to the front of your brain. So you have your primal brain, your emotional brain. And if you're stuck back here in your primal brain because you're seeing something that's unfamiliar, then you're going to be first engaged fight, flight, freeze, faint, or friendship.
Right.
And that's automatic. And then you're going to go to your emotional brain. You have to be able to switch it from the emotional brain and the analytical brain, or not the analytical brain, the instinct brain, to the intuitive brain. So you don't connect dots necessarily, because you don't have, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. We all have it. We think a lot more because it doesn't make any sense. Maybe we're missing some data that we need, so it does make sense. Like you watch YouTube, like if you're into clouds, I'm sure you've seen videos online of really bizarre clouds.
Right. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Where people say this is, the end apocalypse cloud coming in, wiping out.
Right.
It looks like it's coming in, and but if it happens periodically, it's not familiar to the general population. But if you listen to the videos, or you find other videos that explain those videos, you can see what that actually is. And all I'm suggesting is there could be something else going on there. I have had weird encounters in total blue sky where only me individually got absolutely soaked, as if somebody picked up my body and threw me into a lake. Not a cloud in the sky. To the point where people came running over saying, what the hell happened to you? And I said, I was standing here. This is kind of a funny story. I was standing here, and as I was working, I thought God said to me, Leon, do you want to get soaked? Because it was a bloody hot day, like 37 degrees, and I looked around, it was the sky, blue sky, and I thought, it literally stopped me when I heard that thought in my head. And I said, I'm not saying it's God, by the way, but it was kind of funny how it unraveled. And so I stopped, and as soon as that came in my head, I said, only if you drive me off. And then so my brain went to logically, well, okay, the clouds will come in, and that's not what happened. As soon as I said, okay, as long as you drive me off, that it was like a microburst hit above my head, and I just totally soaked me. And my foreman shows up on his quad. He's like, what the hell happened? I'm saying, well, I was standing over there in the middle of the forest, and it was a total sky. And I just told him the story I told you. And he's like, man, you got the weirdest life. I know I have the weirdest life. And I'm not saying that you should research any of this stuff. I'm just curious to find out, how do you vet the data? Because
So I understand that. So how I vet the data. I'm not a weatherman, right? I can check. I checked the dew point actually that day because I wanted to see. It was 52 degrees, which is still enough moisture in the air, I guess. I've lived here for a long time, and I've never seen what I've seen this summer. And it's not just that. So there's many things. The trees. I think the trees are being blown over because there's something going on in the ground that is causing and this is, so I have sought actually out an expert's opinion. So our friend Robert that was on that for our episode that we did on plant medicine, I am sending him soil samples from my park. Oh, that sounds like
a tornado advisory.
Yeah, right.
Alert. What?
Tornado's coming. No, that was an Amber Alert. I thought I had my phone on silent as well, but
so the trees in my neighborhood, I'm either looking at the ground or I'm looking at the sky because I like
it's everywhere.
I like rocks, I like clouds, I like trees. I'm just like that. I've always been that way. So the roots to the trees that are in our neighborhood they're getting they're coming up to the surface. So and like badly, and I think that's why they blew over so easily. I know that microbursts are normal. Go ahead.
What kind of trees are they? Because some trees
they're all different.
Okay, but you take a willow tree, for instance.
Right.
They have a shallow root system. A lot of trees don't go that deep, so they're
correct.
It's easy for them to blow up. I don't know that their roots are coming to the surface.
Right, except for they're trees that I've been looking at every day since I've lived here. So the trees are the same trees. And I'm seeing the roots. And I've also considered, well, maybe it's erosion, because that very well could be. But it's busting up the concrete, and it wasn't before. And they're all different trees. So Robert said that he believes that the trees are searching for nutrients because something that possibly that we just need to introduce a microbe. Maybe the microbes in the soil have died and there's just not a lot of nutrients. It could be the drought. I don't know. So he told me to send a soil sample to him. We've had these weird like fluorescent rings that have appeared in the grass in my park. The grass, where it's like turned this weird like fluorescent bright, like almost yellow, and then it's like a darker green ring around the yellow, and then regular grass. So he wants to just look and see, because that's his passion and stuff. But no, I've never seen the roots the way that I have with all different trees, mesquite trees. I think some of them might be eucalyptus trees, acacia trees. Yeah, we have all kinds of trees in our.
Do you guys have earthquakes there at all?
No, not typically. Not typically. We have in the past. Yeah, like every once in a while, but not.
Well, you mentioned drought, and I know in my area we're like in a really bad drought right now, and we have seen a lot of erosion like that. Like there, certain spots will we have a lot of limestone too, so certain spots will just crumple and fall out into a cave or something that hasn't been there before. So, I mean, I don't know if
and stuff like that. Like, I mean, if it wasn't my neighborhood, it's kind of like if you live in your house, right? And like if you come out of your bedroom to walk into the living room, and suddenly there's a purple dinosaur stuck to the carpet, like you're like, wait a minute. Yeah, Barney.
That is Barney.
I wasn't even right. Oh shit, that is Barney. I wasn't even thinking about that. It very well could be. But so it's like that, it's like, I know, and I've trust me, I've checked myself, and I'm like, was that there? Did I turn off the stove? No, I've done that. I looked up cloud formation and gave myself a little lesson, because I was like, for a minute I was thinking, okay, is this like a message from God? Like somebody, and it happened again. So the cloud thing happened a second day, and it was in the same spot. And that's why I was like, what's going on here? Because there was a day in between those 2 days. And I was like, okay, I even asked Susie, like, is this like some kind of a message? Like, should I be trying to figure out like who's trying to send me some freaking like sky signal or something with this creepy ass cloud?
I'm all about messages from God, and I'm
maybe it was for someone else, and you were eavesdropping.
And then in the last video that I have of the cloud like disappearing and reappearing, at the end it almost looks like it's like computer generated. So then I'm like, is this a simulation? Trust me, I questioned myself and be like, okay, might be getting a little far out there. But it's weird. It's weird. And when there's all this damage going on, like they keep saying, oh, it's just really weird because the monsoon season's over, but it keeps tricking us. And it's like, yeah, like how many times can something weird happen before you have to go, all right, like something's weird.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And so like for us on our show, we're not we don't believe in like one truth. We believe everybody to find their own truth, and we're researchers, and we respect everybody's opinion. So this is just what we do, because this is authentically us. This is how we are on and off of a podcast. So we're like what would you call them? Rabbit hole jumpers. We dive in all the way.
Like I think there's all kinds of, actually, technically ordinary is like extraordinary, we're all miracles. It's a miracle that like we're all sitting here talking right now on these devices that to me are like magic. This is like magical. The internet is like beyond magical. So there's all kinds of mystery and magic in literally everything. I just like to look into things that are different than what they were the last.
I hear Tony, and I just show up, and my name's Tom, and I'm just hitting shit. So.
Oh, hi, Tom.
You're pretty dark, Tom. So you look like you're off in the corner.
Yeah.
Yes, you are kind of dark there, Tom.
What's
But
going on, Paulie?
You're blending in with the lower bar that's black as well for the backdrop. So it's like,
Don't you guys have a show to get ready for?
we do actually. I was gonna say that.
We
Yeah, our
just
show's on
took over
in
your
5
show.
minutes.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up here in a minute. So I just want to.
Yes, carry on. Come on
Yes,
over.
come on
everybody.
over. Come on over to the dark side. We have cookies.
Thanks for having me
I ain't
on.
coming
guys.
unless you got milk.
good to see you.
We got milk. I got oat milk. I bought
Come
oat
on over
milk.
to our show. Everybody's welcome.
Oat milk. Yeesh.
Yeah, it's gross. It's so gross.
Gross.
I just
How
tried
do
it the
you-
first time. I've never
How
had
do
it
you
before.
milk an oat?
I know, right?
Dip an Oreo in it, see if it tastes like real milk.
It tastes like it. I don't like the oat milk. I'm trying.
Bye, fellas. Thanks, Mo.
All right. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Suzanne, see you soon.
Bye.
It's like soy milk. How do you milk a
Thanks,
soy
Jar.
milk?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Joe, I'm sure you can figure a way out to do that. I'm pretty confident that you will milk the shit out of a soybean.
There's no
What was
such
it?
thing as soy titties. So
How do you know?
No soy titties.
Have you really looked?
How's that? Meet the Fockers. Milk
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
You all a bad influence.
can
man.
you milk my cat?
Classic.
You can milk just about anything. Oh yeah, can you milk my cat?
Yeah.
Are you heading off pretty quick here? Because I gotta get something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. You're free to leave. I'm not keeping
Well,
you.
I mean, if you're gonna hang on for a little while, hang on.
No, we're gonna wrap this up.
It's going downhill from here. Don't worry.
Yeah, ever since you got here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, nice to see you, Derek.
Good one.
Hope you good well on your good
Eric?
It's Eric.
Eric, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless this is the wrong name. Is that your wrong name, Eric?
No, it's my real name.
I heard Derek.
Your little sip-
Oh, I thought you said I thought you said Derek. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I heard.
I gotta change my mic to my healthy one. I'm waiting for a.
Well, I know it was nice. It was nice meeting you, Leon. I liked where you're coming from. You had a lot of interesting insight there.
Thanks, man. That's a
Yeah,
small-
Leon does have a lot of insight.
I'll look into that folklore you were mentioning there.
Well, it's just a good backup story you could
It
have
is.
with your other
It is.
story, right? So you can kind of
Very
add.
much so,
You can say
yeah.
it's been around for hundreds of years in different
Right.
cultures, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Try to
Because there might be a
find it.
reason why it's culturally being transferred down the
So
line.
just
So,
curiosity, the backup story. Let's go.
that's not a duck, is it? Rubber duck. Please, not another rubber duck.
Leon's the guy I turn to when I start doing this a lot.
Well, I do that a lot, so I might have to
Yeah, well, it's
start
hard not to.
messaging Leon.
Just in general, just in general, you just do it, right?
Let's all do our best Homer Simpson. Do.
Yeah. Oh! I wish I could just fade back into the tree sometimes, like
Yeah,
a
right.
cartoon does, Like. Anyways, well, thanks, Mog, for having.
My pleasure, Leon. Thanks for popping on.
Leon, peace, brother.
Okay, take care.
Talk to you soon.
Okay,
Bud.
Safe.
and we gotta go. Oops, wrong one.
I got you.
And then they were full.
Here he goes.
That was cool.
Yeah, Leon's
I
intelligent.
think I've seen him talk maybe on one other show, and he was talking some really interesting stuff. I hadn't heard.
You're
a
now
lot from him.
watching my shows. Then he's on my show all the time, Eric.
Oh,
You
is
have
it?
a show?
I'm hurt.
Okay, well, I've seen your stuff, Joe. I think I've been on there once or twice. Yeah.
You've even been on my show a
Right,
couple
yeah.
times, I think.
It was terrible. Just kidding.
No, actually, it was a good show. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. You let me say what I.
the beast of brushy. Creek.
Yeah. You let me say what I had to say, and you didn't censor me like some other
Oh, hell
people.
no, man. Hell no.
Wait, I never censored you. Don't say that.
No, not
Yeah,
you.
no,
You were like the first show I came on, man.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost got everybody arrested.
Yeah, lots of people have that experience with Mogs, man. It's one of the first shows they come
Yeah.
on. You know, it's-
Is,
Well,
it,
I'm glad.
is it too soon to say the Scottie Pippen of fucking YouTube?
Scottie Pippen the YouTube.
For the assist, Mogs with the bandana.
Yeah, that's not a bad analogy. Yeah, Scottie Pippen. I think he's
Good night,
muted.
Richie. Yeah. So anyway,
I dropped my microphone. It unplugged.
what?
Nope.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Where's my milk bone? Where's my milk bone?
Yeah.
Richie's out of here. Richie, take it easy. I'll talk to you soon, man.
So, Mo, you guys weathered the storm well. You guys all good? Minimal damage.
Yeah.
Very
Any
cool.
damage I took care of. The fence, 16 feet of fence came down. I put in new posts and got it back up. And
Dude,
now it's still cleaning up some.
Where's the musical cue in it? He works hard for the money. He's so hard for it, eh?
Right.
That wasn't. We did. We fared well.
I'm glad you guys are in good spirits, and it wasn't too dramatic. I mean, that really sucks when it turns everything upside down.
Yeah, it was a big storm.
Huge, dude.
I'm just thankful that everybody was okay here.
I was hanging watching football last week. Dude, your brother flowered her up. What are you talking about? His brother named Ian. He's like, dude, that's not even right. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's a quiet kid. Came out of the closet and destroy everything in my path.
All right, guys. We are at 2.5 hours. I'm ready to call it a night.
Yep.
Cool.
Eric, it was great seeing you, man. Don't be a stranger.
No, I'm not. And actually, can I do a little pitch real quick? If you don't
Absolutely.
mind?
Absolutely.
Well, I've been doing these colorized movies on my channel. I've actually been colorizing some old monster movies and stuff like that. And I've been playing them on my channel on Fridays, doing like some mystery science theater, just keeping it chill. If anybody wants to see these old movies that I've actually colorized and remastered, feel free to hop on. So I'm going to be doing that on Friday. And I'd love to have maybe one of you guys hop on at one point and
Absolutely.
hang out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, since I've been in Aruba for the last month, I'm too colored for the, anyway.
Why'd you come back, man? Aruba.
Dude, I'm white. I don't belong on an island.
Well,
dude, I only go there for the rum, and I was brought there by
just the rum.
Yeah, well, dude, Blockbeard dropped me off. He's like, "Hey, dude, yeah, all right, I gotta make a right turn over here. I'll be back."
he wasn't in Aruba, dude.
All right.
Well, thanks, man. It's been fun, brother.
Up in the closet.
I'm off tomorrow, so I'm gonna probably see what the girls are talking about. Probably won't jump on, but
right on.
Nice seeing you again, Eric. Hey,
yeah, for sure.
Polly, I love you, bro.
I love you guys. I love Mogs.
Yeah,
I love I love Eric, and it's the first time I've seen him. He's kind of cute.
Okay, I'll take it.
Awesome. See you next time, man.
All right, Joe.
Good
call. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Oh, and Paulie just bounced too. Well, right on, man.
Yeah, cool. It was fun being here. Thanks for letting me hop on.
Oh, anytime, man.
Well, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here too, so you can close it out.
Right on. And I'm gonna check out some of your movies.
Oh, I appreciate it. Hopefully,
there's another channel that I just started checking out too that does old movies, old horror movies.
Yeah. Well, these are actually colorized, so it's like the world.
Yeah. No, I want to.
Yeah. Like we did. What did we do last week? We did. I think it was. King of Zombies, black and white, and no one's ever seen it. It was the world premiere in color, and it actually looked pretty awesome. I think so.
Right on.
It was cool. Yeah, had some fun. But I'd love to have you on there. Hopefully, we can schedule something and get you on there.
Oh, absolutely, anytime, man. I'm available.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get out of here, man. Good night.
All right, dude. Take care.
You too.
Well, guys, another show. Something's biting me. Mosquitoes. It's sad. I have to put bug spray on before I go on the air. Otherwise, I'll be like this. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Everybody that joined me, that was awesome. I had a good time with you guys tonight. If you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button below. Leave comments. I love reading the comments. And if you're new, subscribe, share. And hopefully you guys really had a good time tonight. It was great to see everybody in chat. And thank you guys so much. I will be back on Tuesday. You guys have an amazing weekend. I'm sure I'll see you somewhere before then. Somebody's chat. You guys be good. Peace and God bless.